Oh, wait. Sorry. Hi. Hello? Hey. Sorry, I don't have like a thing that yells at me if my mic is not turned on. Hi. Sorry. Hey. Yeah, I'm here. Hey, how's it going? We are that thing? Yeah, but you guys would probably be trolls and fucking not. One day you're gonna be like, you know what, let's just not tell him. Let's just pep W and act as if we can hear him. Um, how's it going? Hello. Good to see everybody. Yeah, the stream times are going to be a little bit sporadic the next few weeks. Um, yes, trying to figure shit out. If I could wake up earlier, then we can start the stream earlier, and then I can hopefully like switch over to contract work. That's my main problem. It's so hard for me to like contextually switch to doing something else. You mistyped procrastinate in your Discord stream announcement. No, 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 no. Procrastination? No, no, no. We're going to 2 out of 18 today, all right? 2 out of 18. I bet my life on it. Okay, no, I won't. I don't. I don't bet my life on it. I can't. um, have you tried going for a walk between this and contract? I've done it a few times. It switched and it's worked. I have not tried that. Every time I have to go outside, I feel like I need to take a massive shit and stay in the bathroom for 20 minutes. So it's kind of miserable just to fucking go outside. But I've not tried that. I should. I thought we were at 2. We're very close to 2. Crimson, I'm back to game dev. Great news for everybody, me and especially the gaming industry. Dude, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Can you find a way of optimizing the game engine? Because apparently that's the thing that needs to be done. My games are 120 FPS, don't worry. If I read your game reviews, am I going to see that? But hey man, I'm glad you're finding the enjoyment in it again. I'm glad you're finding the enjoyment in it. I've been keeping my eye on live stream fails a little bit. Um, Dude, Pirate Software is getting fucking torn a new one. All for a game. Like I don't really like Pirate Software personally. Like I don't really like his vibe. I feel like his Twitch chat is very like outside of the Twitch. Like it feels kind of. I don't want to say fake, but it just kind of feels that way for me. Because I'm just like I'm more in the circles of like Twitch chats making fun of their streamer. You know what I mean? Some of the clips were like, yeah, I probably wouldn't stand a person like that. I used to play with a person like that. I used to play games with a person like that, and it gets very tiring. Someone who's like kind of like a know-it-all, a little bit low key. That's kind of how I felt about some of the clips I was seeing. Now, of course, clips aren't everything, but it's like in every raid I saw, it was that. I'm like, I don't know. Not gonna fucking send a death threat over it. That's fucking ridiculous. Some of the shit he's getting is kind of like stupid, but like, it's okay to be criticized. It's okay to criticize, but some of the shit's a bit too crazy. You guys who release great games like Cyberpunk are way more humble. Yeah. The thing is, I don't think everything is really stemming from him running in a WoW raid. Yeah, it's Rochi, but like, it's Rochi. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that was the thing that I think that just was opening the gates of hell for all of the haters to fucking hate his shit. For me, he was whatever up to the point he started talking about the Stop Killing Games initiative. Oh right, isn't he like anti-piracy? Even though his name is Pirate Software. Yeah. It's quite yeah, I don't remember what his take was on it. But that was interesting to see all of that go down. Like literally every LSF post was Pirate Software related. Like 99% of them. It's crazy. In my humble opinion, of course, without offending anyone who thinks differently from my point of view, but also by looking into the matter in a different perspective without being condemning of one's views, blah, 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 I believe that I'd really like to know if Suit for Hire is done, if not when. It's not done. You'll know when it's done. I'll have a big smile on my face. You'll know it's done when I have a big smile on my face. Never got it. We're getting there. Environment artists are now on 2 new levels, so they're going to be working away on that. And yeah, is Suit per Hire like Apex Legends? I don't know what Suit per Hire is. I also don't know what Apex Lagans is. Never heard of Apex Lagans. Never heard of it. Switch 2 build when? That's not happening. What's the specs on that? Do we know the tech specs of that? Like, what's the performance difference between this Switch 2 and Switch 1? What's the dealio there? RuneScape's killing their entire community by like raising the prices of everything. That's another thing that I saw today. Switch 1, but like slightly bigger. All right. Nice. Oh yeah, this just in by Notch. If you don't make your own game engine, you are not a programmer. Yeah. This just in by Notch. He's comparing it to a chef that cooks frozen pizzas versus I guess a chef that cooks with fresh ingredients, I guess. I don't know the... Is that the same guy who said he's making Minecraft 2? He said he's making Minecraft 2. And then he canceled it. Like a week later. Who are we talking about now? Notch. Classic. Lots of shit has happened while I was gone. Good old Nanite guy. I don't know if I talk about this on stream. He falsely copyright stroke a video. Copyright stroke. And some of there was a couple of videos that were released about it, and some of the comments that people are saying like just don't care about that at all. So yeah, that's basically the intelligence we're basically working with. And you got people that are saying like Discord is a toxic place, which you can literally moderate your fucking Discord. They deleted their entire Discord because they were getting criticized. So that's funny. Did you hear that Elon Musk was hiring people to play his Diablo account? Yeah, that's old news, man. That's old news. My productivity dropped by 95% since I opened the stream. That sounds like a you problem and not a me problem. So get to work. You know, Faith. How's it going? An interesting week. An interesting week. I think I've realized I'm just not going to bother with the whole nanite thing ever again. Like, I don't care. All of it is emotional. All of it. I think as I read into it more and everything, all of it is coming from an angle of emotion and almost destructive. Some of the people that are like anti Unreal and they're like optimization. Why are games not optimized anymore? It's in my opinion, it's kind of coming from an angle of destruction to a degree. It's very, very destructive conversation. Like, it is not at all furthering any fucking. I don't know. It's like as I read into it more and read people's opinions on this stuff, there's no I don't think the conversation is healthy. It's just not a healthy discussion. There's no healthy conversation. It's literally just like fucking throwing fire. Especially the ones who base their whole life on gaming opinions. Don't get me wrong, I don't go outside all that much, so honestly, am I any worse? Getting 28 FPS on a 5090, not optimized? I don't know. 70,000 people are still playing Cyberpunk right now, so I don't know what that says. I don't know what that says, because those benchmarks were on Cyberpunk, right? On the highest settings or some shit. People seem to be doing just fine playing the game for some reason. Who would have thought? I think if anything, things are just gonna get better, and all of this noise will dissipate into nothingness, into just a minority yelling into the fucking clouds. Same loud minority who complains about games made in Godot. I think I just realized that I just don't care about media anymore. Just, dude, I was reading a thing where it's like, oh, it was under the whole Notch thing with the whole like you're not a programmer if you didn't make a games engine thing. And one person was like, oh, dude, like, who gives a shit? Balatro just had fucking if-else statements. And then one of the replies to that is like, oh, this is why all the fucking games nowadays are just super unoptimized. It's like, bitch, fucking Balatro works perfectly fine. Oh, God. Don't get me wrong, there's probably there's some problems, but I don't think they necessarily stem from optimization, at least in AAA studios. That stems from other problems. That I think everybody's kind of ignoring, and they're just kind of focusing on like the one problem, but in reality, the problem is not the optimization, albeit, yes, some of those products are not optimized. The real problem is C-suite is abusing the game industry. Like the big guys at the top that make so much fucking money, make more money than like 20 employees plus, that don't even do that much at all. Let's be fucking honest. They're the problem, because they're like, can we get this done in like a year? Project that takes probably 3 years on paper to fucking do. Oh yeah, sure, a year. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, let's get all this content in too, and a battle pass. It's like I saw Marvel Rivals saying they're gonna release a character every 6 weeks. That's fucking crazy. That's every month and a half. That's insane. The amount of like, dude, it's not insane at all. Imagine the amount of balancing they're gonna have to fucking do. Every 6 weeks, they need to also keep up with skins and battle pass. It's not like it's one dev. I know it's not one dev. Of course it's not one dev. Of course it's not one dev. But still, like, it's more than like all of the games that have hero characters. I'm pretty sure. Like, I think Overwatch was probably like every 3 months, every 2 months, every 3 months. I think a new character. League of Legends, I want to say every 2-3 months. I could be wrong. I would love to see like the release schedules for the games. That could be a good idea. Most quality issues stem from design choices.
Shit my pants.
I think it stems from a multitude of things. I think one of them being lack of resources, lack of time being delegated to optimizing the issues. I think it's also definitely a lack of training, lack of skills. That's fine. It's fine to say there's a skill issue. Yeah, it's also a part of a thing. Some studios are small and they don't have people that are like specialized within C++ or whatever. That's the fucking reality of it. You should look at government and like literally any fucking office and look how fucking disorganized those are. I feel like gamers have put the gaming industry on such a pedestal, and they expect everything to be up on that pedestal. And it's like, nah, man. Danny, thanks for the fucking Prime, man. Appreciate it. Overwatch went downhill after they released the first new character. I think Overwatch was great up until Sombra. I think that's when things started kind of dying down for me personally. I want to say it was Sombra. That was when like things were kind of going downhill. Just want to drop by and say hi. Hey, hope you're doing well, Danny. Hope you're doing well. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good start of the year. Second character? Was Sombra actually second character? Let me see. Who was first character released? First new character in Overwatch? I don't even remember. Overwatch list of characters by release date. No, not in Overwatch 2. I don't care about Overwatch 2. Was it Ana? There's no way. Oh, it is Ana, wasn't it? Yeah. And then Sombra was second. You're right. It was Sombra being second. Was that really when things started going downhill? There's no way. It was that quick for me. Because then Orisa, I remember when Orisa came out, I was like, I hate this meta. I fucking hate this meta. Because you had the shield meta and everything. It was awful. It was an so that is actually, it actually was after Sombra. That's when shit started feeling really shit. That's actually really funny looking at it now. That makes so much fucking sense because the shield meta, the whole goats meta and everything, I think ruined everything because I don't even think I played that much when Moira came out. Or even Bridget, yeah. Wrecking Ball, I think I played again. I was like, whoever fucking came up with this character design, please just fucking don't give them a job ever again, please. This stupid character, man. Stupid fucking character. What a dumb character. That's actually crazy. There's so many character releases. Who the fuck is Juno? Hazard? Bridget? Brigitte? Brigitte? How do you pronounce her name? They actually named a character Sigma? Yeah, they did. In metal? That's actually crazy. Literally the second character, after the second character release, that's when I felt the game was going downhill. But look at the separation between that when this released and then when this released. This is November, this is March. That's an insane gap. Did you hear the drama? Which one? Which one? Yeah, like 3 to 4 months between. Yeah, it was like 3 to 4 months. That's actually crazy looking at it now. That's when I felt like the game was going downhill. So I basically only enjoyed the game from, I guess, from May to like, I guess, December. Maybe a little bit of early 2017. The fuck? I don't know. Wanted to see which one you assumed. It could be Nanite Guy drama. It could be fucking. It could be pirate software drama. Could be I don't know. Who is this character? Elari. Bro, I don't even know who the fuck that is. I legit have never seen this character in my life. Yeah, that's really funny to see. So them saying they want to release a hero character every 6 weeks, very alarming. Albeit, I will say, the characters in Marvel Rivals are fun. Like they're fun. There's some fun variation, but if you're gonna want to release something every 6 weeks and you create that as your schedule rather than just releasing as you find really fun characters designs, I don't know. Marvel Rivals launched with more heroes than Overwatch. 21. Trying to like count them in my head. There was, I think, 6 tanks on release. I think now there's 7. No, there's still no. I'm thinking about healers because healers are first. There was 6 healers. Now I think there's 7 healers or supports. 7. Then we had like a shit ton of DPS. I think we had like 9. So 9. Yeah, I guess they did release with more characters. But they have a lot of lore to fucking go off of. You know what I mean? Whereas Overwatch kind of like had to build everything themselves from the ground up. Whereas with this case, the only thing they need to figure out is kind of like, okay, what kind of abilities would this character have? Okay, we have a bunch of media that we can use to kind of come up with some ideas, you know? They have like a lot of reference to go off of. So I do agree with that. That's pretty powerful for them. But still, even with all that, like, it's going to get to a point where like nobody plays specific characters unless they make every character just OP. I thought you stopped caring about media. I'm going to be honest, I want to. I want to stop looking at Twitter and shit. My brain just fucking media drama. It's like annoying me. I'm 3 years away from 30 and I'm fucking caring about this shit. I'm just like, I don't. Part of it's kind of amusing, but at the same time, it's also really toxic. Some of this drama shit's really toxic. Extremely toxic. It's kind of fucking baffling. All right, so where did we leave off with this level? A little bit, why is the camera so... I don't remember the camera being this intense. Am I crazy? Have I really just not opened this project in like a week and now I look at the camera and I'm like, damn, this shit's steep. Something's not right about this. I started looking at LSF stuff and after like 2 clips I was like, fuck this. I watched it a couple clips and I was like, you know, I didn't really, you know, yeah, it's not a good place for the heart. Something doesn't, dude. There's no way the camera's that steep. Bro, is the camera actually? Wait, the fuck happened in that level? Is it just have I just not like have I just not worked in this project in such a long time that I'm now looking at the camera and I'm like, this shit's steep as balls? Oh no, the pitch angle is different. It's negative 73. Let's do negative 68. We should do negative 69. Or we're gonna do negative 68. Why? Because I fucking said so. Yeah. There you go, that feels a bit better. When did you change the angle, though? I think when we were initially designing it, we were kind of thinking of a steep angle, similar to our, you know, inspiration for this level. This level's basically done. From a visual standpoint, yes. I would argue it's essentially, like, good to go. I don't see myself... Like, we could add more detail to it, but it's, like, diminishing returns. Like, it doesn't fucking matter all that much. We just need to add gameplay to it, and then it's basically donezo. We can continue work on Oxtail and get that out of the way. Yeah. But how are you guys doing? I haven't seen you guys in... I don't know when the last time I streamed was. You can make a boss with the fire shotgun and make a timer in red zone before it shoots it. After that, you get the shotgun. I think we're going to have enemies that have them in that level. I don't know how we're going to give the player the Dragon Breath shotgun. We can't just have it, like, spawned. I think it'd be cool that other enemies also fire it. Yeah. I think it would look cool. Did you focus on the contract thing? A little bit, but man, it's so hard for me to, like, focus on stuff. It's so hard for me to focus on stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me, dude. I got some work done, but definitely not as much as I'd want to for sacrificing not streaming at all. Finishing / have finished a bunch of project for school. Nice to feel the feeling of finishing a project for once. It's a pretty good feeling. I'm gonna feel really good when this game is fucking wrapped up, man. I'm gonna feel so good, dude. It's gonna be like a huge weight off my shoulders to finally call this wrapped up. Update 1.1? Nah, man. Nah. Why is the donut a trap? Was that a meme? A little bit of a meme, but also, like, if you want to get into game art, the problem I saw with people doing the donut tutorial is that they only know how to make a donut now because they followed the tutorial to a T, so they can't even, like, use that knowledge to, like, actually start creating environment art and environment pieces for, like, a game and whatnot. So partially meme, partially truth. You know, some people might find the donut tutorial enough to kind of go off themselves, but it's all intention at the end of the day. How you follow a tutorial and how you execute upon it is actually, like, really important. It's almost like learning is almost a skill. It's kind of weird to say that, but it feels that way. Like, after a bit, you kind of figure out, like, ways of learning things. As a chair anvil in the Last of Us house tutorial. Right. I think the thing is, tutorials need to be in such a way where they're not trying to teach you how to catch one fish or one specific type of fish or whatever, if that makes sense. It should teach you how to, like, set up your fishing rod and shit like that, you know? My tutorials cost £55,000. Nice. Yeah, listen, if you did the donut tutorial, it's fine. Like, you know, I think the big thing is, like, trying to figure out how can you take that towards doing more stuff. Hold on. One of my lecturers makes really good tutorials. Robot Army 3D. I'm gonna drop you a T3D, which will have processing. I don't know what I would do with that, cat. Like, send me screenshots of what you're working on, and then I can kind of take a look at it. I have a feeling I might have watched a video or two from this person. That's cool as fuck. They have a full workflow video here. Yeah, see, these in my opinion are videos that you could probably learn a lot more from. Seeing a deep dive workflow, using ZBrush and everything. I think you'd potentially learn a lot more from this, but of course it also comes down to intention. Comes down to intention. Like, what do you want to learn, right? Like, if you're learning Blender, what is if you want to go into game art, right? I guess it's like, what do you want to do there, right? Cool. Trim sheet workflow to make a whole piece. Cool. Very cool. Very cool series. Very cool, dude. Sick. Copy and paste the text into a level. I don't know how I like I don't know if I'll do that though. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's cool that you did that, and I really appreciate it, but I don't know if I would like put it in the game or anything like that, if that makes sense. Using Maya though? Yeah, but like, I think a lot of those skills are transferable to an extent. Especially when it comes to workflow stuff. Did you know they added gravity support in 5.4? It's awesome, very easy. Wait, what do you mean gravity support? There's already gravity. Like, being able to change the gravity? Can't you already do that? Isn't there a gravity scale in here? Oh, there's a gravity scale on the player character. I've read some stuff on Reddit, which I don't know if it's entirely true, but I could see this happening. They're gonna completely eradicate the CMC. They're gonna completely eradicate it, and they're gonna replace it with Mover entirely. Sure, Cat. I'll take a look at it. What is CMC? Character movement component. Explain gravity right now. It's like the thing that like pushes us down towards the center of the planet. It is 3.14. No, 2 point something, whatever. Yeah. I failed physics. Yeah, to the Earth's flat. Stupid motherfucker. Well, there's still a center on flat. Guy who's never taken a plane ride anywhere. The Earth is flat. What's Mover? I don't know. Look it up. It's basically a modified, more expandable version of the CMC, but a little bit more, I guess, modular. Think of it like, okay, you know how like old like power supplies, or not old because there's still a few ones built like this. It's like a power supply that has like all the fucking cables pre-built into it, and you can't like take them out. Yeah, but like Mover is the modular power supply where you can like plug things in, plug things out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're. I wouldn't doubt they're gonna destroy CMC and just replace it with Mover 2.0, or just Mover, not Mover 2.0. But we'll see what happens. It's this thing, basically. Apparently, walking. So the CMC was like not meant for like what it's being used for now. Like even me using it is like it's technically not meant for this stuff. So like instead of us having to set the walk speed and keep changing that variable, instead they're gonna like actually have like a sprint speed, a run speed, you know, all that kind of stuff. Technically CMC is modular-ish to a degree, but it's so like fucking complicated. Like I did a bunch of research into the CMC to see like how it works. Like it's really impressive, but it is definitely above my skill level. Like I would not even touch it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to end up doing this, because doesn't a lot of things use the character movement component for like everything, like even AI movement? How does an AI move to operation work? Like how does it send that information to, if you used your own movement component for enemies and you use the AI move to, how the hell would movement work on in there? Because would the AI move to use character movement component, like, or movement component derivative like function? Like how does that work? I hope they don't make it too complicated. I think with anything, you know, people will figure it out, and then something that seems complicated doesn't become complicated anymore, and it just actually looks way better. Like for example, the enhanced input. At first I was like, this is kind of stupid, but then after getting into it, I was like, you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad. What's an enhanced input? Enhanced input is the new way that you bind inputs to your character, your player character, or your controller, I guess. Next is common UI. Oh, fuck no. No, fuck no. Okay, just keep widgets as they are. Allow me to just use shit normally. I don't like common UI. But it allows you to have a lot more control over like how key presses happen and how they occur, and it's a lot more customizable and whatnot. Now, I don't know how input rebinding works yet. I haven't fucked around with that. Not looking forward to that. What's common UI? I would refer common UI as a widget library, basically. To me, it seems like a widget library plugin. That's just like an add-on to widgets. I would say Mover is meant to be a lot more than just a state machine, though. I think they plan on making it. Is Mover even available right now? Why are we on the 5.4 page? I would assume because we're on the 5.4 page, it's actually available now. Oh, it's an experimental. This is also really interesting, the gameplay interactions plugin thing. Some really interesting stuff that they're working on. Again, though, it's a lot of system stuff that's like way above my skill level, the way that they implement it. I would probably end up just implementing my own version of it, but it would not be as complicated. Well, it would probably end up being as complicated as time would go on, especially as I'm working more on multiplayer. Especially crazy stuff. What are we looking for? What's forward looking? No, UE 5.5. 5.5 is out right now, isn't it? Yes. Yes. Control rig stuff is really cool, like the modular stuff. That stuff's pretty sweet. I have not fucked around with it myself, but pretty cool. Oh, Mutable is in 5.5. Very cool. In beta, of course. as is fucking everything. Megalights, local exposure. Render pass improvements. Oh yeah, the scene capture stuff. Yeah. Very cool. Oh yeah, the first person rendering stuff. Render parallelization. Yeah. I'm gonna be making a list of resources that I want to like learn from to learn more rendering stuff, so I can be a little bit more knowledgeable within that sector, especially as I go more into C++. Megalights rock. Can't wait for. How is it that you were able to say that word? I thought I banned it. He already had a take on it. He said it was awful, and then he tried to like optimize a scene that was meant for testing megalights, and then was like, "Hey, look at this." He just turned off cast shadows on all the lights. I want to debunk that video and say like, this is not the way that you optimize a scene. Put a character controller in there and then show people how awful it looks when you like have everything on cast shadows turned off. Oh, character mover 2.0 animation support. As we keep developing and making our new character mover better, we're making strides to keep pace with the latest and greatest UE5, including motion warping, root motion support, nice, or improved, and trajectory queries. Okay, so that's for mostly motion matching stuff, but very cool. Dude, there's so much shit in this fucking engine, man. So much fucking shit. It's baffling, dude. Enhanced text rendering. Cool. It's like fucking vector based? Wait, how are they doing the scaling there? Fonts can now be scaled without losing clarity. That means the text will appear crisper at different sizes. Ah. Higher quality effects such as outlines, drop shadows by using distance fields in the materials. Oh. Reduce memory usage or time. Oh. We need to stop CMC, do your own CMC. Dude, there's a breakdown of how the CMC works. And I'm telling you, man, it is like way above my fucking pay grade. They do like this thing for like replication and movement where they put everything into a queue and it's like a struct. And then that sends that information to the server. And I'm like, Gah? And it just fucking does all this shit. Yeah. No, it's 900,000 guys. Get it right. Stop spreading misinformation. He got banned from the fuck TAA subreddit now? I know. Oh, Navlink stuff is very cool. There's like an automatic Navlink generator. Very cool. What is gameplay cameras? Coordinate cameras provide a new workflow with tools and data assets to try to make. Like, I will say, I love these new features. It's great. But I also, like, I hope they don't wedge a lot of this stuff in. So if you wanted to create your own method, it's not like a pain in the fucking dick. But, you know, technically you can do that in UE4. So I'm sure it'll be fine. Grammar. Formalized systems of rules that will define how the content to be generated is structured. Oh, that's fucking sick, dude. Oh, dude, that's sick. Oh, that's hot. Oh yeah, that's really hot. Hey. Oh shit. Yo. Can you believe I got banned from Unreal Slackers for like 5 years ago and they won't unban me? I'm gonna be honest with you, TBJ. I can kind of believe it. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, you know, I can kind of believe it. You know, I can kind of believe it. Without disrespect, there's a slight disrespect there, but I can kind of believe it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm appalled that you'd say that. I'm sorry. I'll be the one that fucking tells you if you are socially inept, okay? I'll fucking tell you if you're socially inept, okay? And need to work on your social skills a little bit better. I'll be the one that tell you, all right? I ain't gonna fucking beat around the bush, okay? Give me a score out of 10. Wamps, you're at like a 7.5. You're doing fine. Way better than expected. TBJ's history, I'd give him like a 4. Wait, hold on. I wanted to see forward looking actually. 4 isn't 0. That's true. 4 is not 0. 0 would mean you're probably just permabanned on the stream, honestly. Orthographic rendering, they're still working on that. What is RHI bindless resources? Are a low-level feature related to the management of textures and other types of data buffers in modern RHIs, such as DX12, Vulkan, Metal. Adding support for bindless resources will allow for more flexible GPU programming paradigms. See, like, this is the stuff when it comes to, like, graphics programming and rendering, there's so much terminologies and stuff in here and words that, like, I get lost. GPU programming paradigms. What the fuck is a paradigm? I've heard that word before. I think I know the definition, but I also don't at the same time. What the hell is a paradigm? Paradigm. Paradigm. A model. A programming. Why can't we just say GPU programming model? Why do we have to say paradigm? Was this fucking generated with ChatGPT? Typical example or pattern of something. A model. Not paradox. Paradigm. 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 I don't know, dude. Whatever. Additional features within the renderer is also a requirement for full ray tracing support in Vulkan. Interesting. Yeah, this is where these kind of things I get very lost on the rendering side, which is why I would like to kind of learn a little bit more about how things are working behind the scenes, because at some point I probably will have to, alongside C++. Grass and microscattering. Compute-based grass solutions for landscape. Okay, cool. Does PCG not have grass? Integration to UEFN. Nice. Manual editing. Very cool. Scripting nodes. And or verse code. That's probably for UEFN. Developer iteration. See, like, this stuff is fucking... They lose me. Cooked editor? Oh, UEFN. Paradigm is a way of doing things like OOP, procedural, functional, case of programming, different ways to solve things. Gotcha. PCG sucks at micro scattering currently. Landscape grass types are still better at scattering hundreds of thousands of meshes. Gotcha. So it's like the way, maybe the way that they're handling the grass or something in PCG could be causing it to slow down. Cool. Very cool. Motion matching. Okay. Well, we already have part of that. So I guess they're still putting things in forward looking, even though part of it's already in beta. Meta sounds, player interactions. Make a core interaction system which other gameplay systems will be able to interact with. Smart objects which are currently really much. We use this framework to simplify player interactions while also looking into triggering gameplay abilities easily through this system. These interactions are client-side predicted and thus are network and replication compliant, granting you the power to use these. So they're like making some generic systems to allow you to do interaction within multiplayer, which, like, honestly you could probably make yourself, but I guess, see, like, this is the type of thing where I'd probably just make it myself, to be honest. But I guess because it's such a generic thing that, like, every game has interactions, I guess they might as well create an integral system inside of it that's already replicated and everything. I don't know. Fucking, I don't know. Bluebeam currently uses simplistic numeristical types, 32-bit signed int and float. Types are generally sufficient for basic scripting, but additional types could be required for more advanced use cases. For example, when interfacing with third-party C++, various integer sizes are planned to expose the remaining numerical types supported by the engine as an opt-in feature for advanced usage. Int 8, int 16, etc. Right. Single precision floating point numbers. These were removed in UE5 to support the Large World Coordinates Initiative. The downside of this change is that the Blueprint compiler had to inject hidden double to float casts when interfacing with native C++ APIs that use single precision floats. This goes into like really fucking like optimization territory, like giga optimization territory. Comments all over the gameplay animation sample of stuff they want to add to their MM suite. I'll say one thing. If there's one team that is fucking killing it at Epic right now, it's the animation team. They're fucking killing it, dude. They're killing it. They're awesome. They're doing great shit, man. They're like really open. They're honest about it, things too. It's just that I think the marketing team at Epic fucking makes things bad. Who would have thought that marketing makes things bad? You can use BSP to be converted into a PCG volume. The level will be popular. It kind of looked a little bit like something like that, like a bounding volume of some sort. It was pretty cool. All the things that are coming in UE and other engines. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of stuff that I would probably want to make myself, but I you know, it's cool. Client side predicted and stuff. You know, like I don't know how to do that stuff. These are things I'm going to learn when I work on multiplayer and whatnot. So it's cool, man. Big nerd shit. Yeah. Crim's going to make that fork of UE with no TAA and AI-based LEDs finally. You made me sneeze. That was so sickening that I fucking sneezed. What you just said made me so sick on the inside. It gave me like it made me sneeze. Have I thought about the animation? Have I thoughts on the animation choosers? What are those? That sounds familiar, but I also don't. What is that? Isn't that just motion matching? It was on the roadmap. Choosers. Animation choosers. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, this, yeah. I think this will have, the cool thing about this is that they are not just exposing it to animations, if I remember correctly. They are also exposing it to other object types, which is very cool. You could potentially do a lot with this, not just animations. You know, I think that could be really fucking cool. Yeah, I think they started with it with animations at 5.5. Right. And that makes sense, right? They have all these hit reacts. So instead of you making like a fucking like your own system that has like this really long make array that goes through like a fucking thing, instead you use this, which I believe is all soft referenced, if I remember correctly, or something of the sort, where it's not all loading at the same time. So they're kind of like looking at it from that perspective as well, which is really, really good from a memory perspective. I think, if I remember correctly, I remember we talked about this on stream at one point. These were all soft references on the left side. I'm sure there's some settings for that. Very cool though. I could see some use cases for this. I could definitely see some use cases for it, beyond just animations. But you can see that the animation stuff is very cool. You bring in a damage direction, and then you can feed this in. Now, I wonder how it goes through this list. Does it go through it linearly down the list? Or is there some optimized fucking magician programming shit that somehow finds the thing really quickly? I don't know. Very cool, though. Very cool. Yeah, it's sick, man. Like, doing hit reacts, that's already like a really good example on its own. Like, hit reacts, making your own hit react system is like, the code gets really convoluted. Because then you have to like fucking check the damage directions and then match. Like, what I do, I think, is I think we just have like a random hit react. But we play one type and then we just rotate the character towards the directions, and then that way it's always playing backwards. Not the most, not the coolest thing in the world, because then we kind of lose a little bit of that like cool fidelity of like hitting an enemy like on the side and like, you know what I mean? But like it's, yeah. Those are things I'd like to learn, is like feeding the root motion with my own data, which is what I've been somewhat trying to do with gameplay ability system. That's why I want to learn C++, man. I feel very limited right now in terms of some of the stuff I do. And a lot of the stuff I do is root motion. Like, a lot of it is root motion. Like, it controls so much using root motion. Let's take a new screenshot for Dragon's Breath, I guess. Might as well just do that. I'm going to remake Super for Hire with bows and swords in third person. Well, just do it, man. Do it in like a dungeon fucking style game. Like bows and swords and shit, and just make it like really cool as fuck, you know? Yeah, Hood for Hire. Yeah, there you go. Sword for Hire. That actually sounds pretty good. Sword for Hire. Blade for Hire. Nah, Sword for Hire sounds better. I want 10%. I'm kidding. Nah, man, fucking go for it, dude. Hell yeah. New physics control system does that with getting hit. The content sample project has it on display. Oh, dude, I gotta check that out, Bahoa. I have yet to check out that fucking project. I know I talked about it on stream for like a long time, and I was super hyped for it. But I have yet to check out that project myself. And that's what I mean, dude. The animation like department at Unreal is doing some crazy shit. They're doing some fantastic stuff. God, I hate these like the little grids. Like you could see the boxes where the light map ends. Ugh. I don't know where to take this. I'm gonna take it here because I like the idea of seeing like multiple rooms. But we're too focused on the hole. There's a big black depth above. You can even alter a walk anim based on carrying something. The weight of object will affect the output anim layer. It's slick as fuck. Yeah, I gotta check out that shit, man. I gotta check out that shit. Yeah, dude, fucking get to it, Ben. Honestly, guys, listen. I want you guys all to like finish your games. It's an extremely satisfying feeling, and just fucking get in there and do it. Plan. Set a timeline. I think the biggest tip I can give is do things with purpose. You know, do things with purpose. That's important. Do shit with purpose. Street Fighter is still not done. I know, but I'm working towards it, and I have my like, we know what we want to work on. I'm not adding more to it. If anything, I've been removing things from the list. Oh wait, hold on. I did have a screenshot. I literally have one right here. But I don't know if I like it. What's the image size of this? Not 1920 by 1080. Wrapped up in love of the ocean. It's a It's a fantastic song, man. Guys, which one's better? I actually kind of like this one more. It has a bit more color variance, but it's also really dark. Okay, 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Two, but a bit brighter. Yeah, I like the lighting of 2. I really like that like pinkish kind of salmonish color coming through. Okay, let's do this, and then let's like change the curve a little bit. A little bit brighter, bumping up those colors a little bit. I think players are going to recognize the level based on the hole much more than based on the kitchen. Right, which is kind of part of it, but visually I think this one looks kind of boring. Albeit this one also could probably make do with some, improvements as well. Yeah, I got a couple ideas. Let's blur the fuck out of these problems here. Yeah. Oh, the visual errors because of baked lighting doesn't exist. Never heard of it. See? It's not there. Doesn't exist. Baked lighting is better. You shut your mouth. Sure. Why not? Fuck it. The lighting looks like City 17 from Half-Life? Am I thinking of the City 17 is Half-Life, isn't it? Half-Life. They had some areas that were like this, if I remember correctly. A little bit, but I think it was more in like Half-Life Alyx. I do remember some lighting that was a little bit like this. Okay, let me save it. Let me save the level. Shave the level. Let's go to my project. Level shots. Level back shots. Sorry. I apologize for my demeanor. Sorry. That's just the folder. I don't know why I named it that. I literally don't know. I don't know why. It's just, yeah. Dude. Fucking. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. We're so fucking ready. Music is such a powerful thing. The new Doom games, in my opinion, would not be so successful without Mick Gordon's like amazing way of just when is the underwater level? It's not happening. I kind of, I don't know if I would say it's the same lighting kind of vibe. It's a different, color palette. I see what you're saying to an extent, though. I see what you're saying. I see what you're putting down. I see what you're putting down. I see what you're putting down. I jam out to that shit in my car. I think music can be such an incredible tool. We're not making an underwater level, okay? That's why when people are like, here's my based opinion. Okay, well, it's not based when I call it based, but you know, here's my opinion. Everything needs to be good in a game to really make it get up there. But in my opinion, music makes it so memorable. Makes it so memorable because you can listen to music outside of the game and you can like remember everything from that game, and it can also be so independent of the game itself as well. Like music can be such a driving force even if it didn't even have the correlation to the game itself. It's such a huge thing. Yeah, music has sticking power. I agree. That's what I would think. That, in my opinion, I think it's such an important thing to the success of a game. Or I get to a level of full hating the task at hand, turning on the locked in playlist to get through with it. Dude, music, I've found if I listen to the right playlist at the right time, it just puts me into like, yeah, I would say a locked in mode where I'm just like, I get a lot done. And I really, it's that little thing that like clicks for me personally. I think that's why all shitty sim games have awesome soundtracks. They need to, man, because if you don't have a good soundtrack, the music fills in the empty space a lot. It fills in a lot of the empty space. And if you don't have good music, like I bet you someone could make a really good idle game with a really good soundtrack and like that shit would go off. Or like really good ambience, you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. I have a Eurobeat playlist I put on during work when I really need shit done. Dude, sometimes you just need music that goes hard. And just fucking... but yeah, my opinion of games, though, is everybody always likes to focus on something specific. There's like, the gameplay is what brings it. My opinion is everything brings it together. Everything brings it together. Finish the game and make that. Oh, that would be the God style game, but I don't know. It could be... We could work on Ronin next. I kind of want to work on Ronin because it's like Ronin right now is a loose end. It's I could abandon it, but like there's people that want to see that shit being made, even though it's literally just a generic fucking cyberpunk action game at this point. It's nothing like special. Epic Games does that's true. They technically do want to see it. Gameplay and frame times are what makes a game, bro. It's the whole optimization talk. Like, while I agree with parts of it, I also do think like the way some gamers are going about like borderline attacking developers. It's like, you stupid asshole. You fucking stupid asshole. You're that guy that thinks that you yelling at your teammates in a competitive game will somehow make them play better. That's that guy. I bet you that guy plays Counter-Strike. I wouldn't fucking doubt it. Thinks yelling at their teammates will fucking make them play better. I'll force lock my game to 30 FPS. That's asking for like a lot of negative reviews though, Mafia. Apparently I bought the new Hyperlight Breaker. I haven't played it yet. Apparently, I don't know if this is true. It's apparently locked at 60 FPS. And it doesn't have that many graphic settings, which is why it's on mixed right now. Jesus, man. Wrote a full-on fucking book. Yeah, I know. It was very negative, literally on release. I remember looking at it, and I was like, my heart dropped. Yeah, I picked it up. I'm gonna wait for a few patches, and then I'll play it, and then I'll probably send like feedback or whatever feedback I have. I think that was like a moment where it's like we just need to sell the game and get there, but doing that shit is just not good, man. You have to like really look at your product. Like, I think after releasing Super Hire, I've learned you need your early access needs to be treated as a full release because players and gamers will treat it as such. They pay money. They're going to see it as a full release, and you better fucking treat it that way. 120 should be the new 60. The problem is everyone's yelling at Nanite and stuff like that, but the thing is Nanite is aimed at 60 FPS target, right? That's their target on, I think, high settings, or Epic, I think, is their current target. With Nanite and Lumen and all that stuff, if I remember correctly. They're aiming for 60 FPS. In my opinion, yeah, we should be aiming for 120, but the thing is with all this new stuff and then also trying to do it in 4K and stuff like that, like, bro, pick your battle. Like, I love when people inside of the optimization topic, they're always like, why is it that games 10 years ago ran better? You mean like when 1080p was like the standard and like 60 FPS was like the standard benchmark that we were aiming for back then, or even 30? And also like things were different back then? I don't know. It's a really good question. Why did games run better 10 years ago? 10 years ago, 2015. What was in 2015? What was releasing back in 2015? Metal Gear Solid 5? Let's see. Games released in 2015. Like, they always bring up this point. It's like games released back in 10 years ago ran better. The first Helldivers came out. Witcher 3 came out. Bloodborne, by the way. What's the FPS limit on Bloodborne on PS? Bloodborne FPS limit. What is it? 30 FPS. Ouch. Let's see here. We got Rocket League. Okay. Just Cause 3. Soma. All right. Five Nights at Freddy's 3. My favorite. Undertale. Okay. What am I supposed to look at here? Super Mario Maker. The first one. Super Mario Maker FPS limit. What was the FPS limit on the Switch? It is... Many games are limited to just 30 FPS on the Switch. Okay. Battlefield 4 looks fantastic. Still runs on a potato. I don't know about when on release. I feel like every Battlefield game had some problems on release. It was a little finicky, but I could be wrong. I want to say it was probably like 60 FPS at that time. It didn't back then. Right. That's my point. That's my point. Games from 10 years ago now run great, but what was it like when it ran on release? That's the point with the whole optimization subject. Everyone's bringing up games from 10 years ago. It's like, bitch, you don't remember shit from 10 years ago. Evolve. Oh, sad. Kerbal Space Program, which I think also ran like shit after you added a bunch of stuff. It looks essentially the same as games now. That's my point, is like, I bet you 10 years from now, the games that we're looking at now, and we play them with the specs that we have 10 years from now, with the standards from, later on, we play these games then, or at that point, we play the games that released now, I bet you they're going to run silky fucking smooth too, because that's just technology. Yeah. Requirements have increased, visuals not so much. I would disagree with that personally. I would disagree. I think things are just a lot more dynamic, so people don't really notice it as much. There's a lot more dynamic stuff. Like, there's definitely a level of diminishing returns, and that's just going to increase as time goes on. Especially if we just stick to the same fucking... like, rendering pipelines, and yeah, things are going to stay the same, and there's going to be constant diminishing returns. I think that's why Unreal and Epic wants to push Nanite and whatnot, right? Is to try to push the limits a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. I'm not even gonna use Nanite right now. I don't see any use for me to use Nanite currently. Although I can, but also not really at the same time. Like I would just wait on it a little bit. Basically, let them cook. Yeah. The requirements have increased because we are doubling pixel density. The standard now that people want to expect is like 144 FPS. Yeah. Speed which these things can be produced, tuned, and refined. Right. And I think as things get even optimized more on like the baseline, like on the engine side itself, not just studios kind of implementing their own things, will, you know, push the things even further. 2x pixel density, but render at what, half and then upscale? Yeah. I believe requirements have increased mainly just because it's possibly lazier. There's enough bandwidth, so who cares to optimize? It's a game after all. I think the thing is, I think this narrative is incorrect. I think developers of games want their game to be optimized. We're not spending fucking 3 years on games. Like, we're not spending 3 years of our fucking life on a game just for it to release and people like look at it and they're like, it's a piece of shit. Like, I don't know why in anybody's mind that's what we want. It's just the fucking reality of things is shit's expensive. Everybody needs to fucking pay rent. Shit's got worse. So, hey, I'm gonna bring this shit up again. The economy affects everything. That's the root of all problems. I think we all care about it. It's just, you got to remember, not everyone, like, the thing is, I think the gaps between a game artist and a graphics programmer, the gap has increased a lot more because there's a lot more accessibility for game artists to kind of just focus on the art and making the thing look good. You know what I mean? Like making characters and do some cool shit. There's not that like intertwine as much anymore. So yeah, the thing is, in a game studio, not everyone's going to know how to optimize the game. No, not everyone's going to know how to like use the fucking profiler at its highest level and stuff like that. Like, it's just I want to make a video where I explain, like, literally just the only topic I talk about is saying that game developer is just a title, when in reality, this is like, there's a huge web that connects to game developer. I talked about this a bunch of times on stream, where it's like, game developer has, you got game artist, you got fucking character artist you got character artist under game artist, you got fucking concept artist, you got this, and they all kind of stem to game developer. Albeit there's some narratives that people try to make that's like, if you're not a programmer, you're not a game developer. And it's like, then why are they, I guess, I don't know. I guess you're not a game developer if you're not a programmer. What is a game developer? What is someone that works on a game? Develops a game? I don't know. You need to know C++ also. Yeah, you also need to build your own engine. Otherwise, you're not a programmer. They contribute to the development of the game, but they contribute. Right. So they're a game developer? Hyperlight Breakers on UE 4.27. Surprised they didn't go to 5 for the procedures. I guess they made their own procedures. They did. They use Houdini. There's a whole talk, Bahoa, on YouTube, where they talk about the procedural generation workflow. They use Houdini. Very good talk. Very cool. Yeah. I can find it for you. Search up Hyperlight Breaker. Procedural generation. Oh, dude, where is it? Hyperlight Breaker. Houdini. Bro, it's not this fucking hard to find a Houdini talk, is it? What's the studio name again? We'll be able to find it. Heart Machine. Bro. Guys, I don't know. Wait, they have a Tumblr? Wait a second. When was this posted? 2022. I think this is it. No, they have like an actual like GDC talk. This is more like almost like a yeah, this is a no clip documentary. Like they have an actual GDC talk. Why is Google so fucking dog shit? Hold on. I linked this to someone on my Discord or on my my DMs. YouTube video. I remember I linked this to someone. I was like, look at this shit. I don't know where I linked it. Guys, I don't know where it went. Oh, I found it. Yes. Yes. Here it is. I found it. Got it. Like, even my history couldn't find it because the title is so fucked. What is Solar Ash? Procedural techniques in Solar Ash? Was that the original, like, name for the game 2 years ago? There you go. I found it. I think your game's sort of fucked in search. When I type in suit for hire on Google, it comes up with real suits for hire. Yeah, you know, that, like, for me, it shows the Steam game and it shows arcade game and stuff like that for me. But it does come with other rental stuff for sure. Oh, Solar Ash is a different game. Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, sorry, my bad, guys. Well, if I remember correctly in the talk, they talk about how some of the tech is the same for Hyperlight Breaker. I even found randomly a Hyperlight Breaker. What was that? I found a random like Tumblr page. Yeah, look at this. Heart Machine has a Tumblr page. Yeah. So if I were to guess, they're probably still using Houdini within Hyperlight Breaker as well. I swear I thought that was the same game. My bad. That just goes to show. Who still uses Tumblr? I don't know. I'm. Can I link the Tumblr page? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Crimson Fake fan. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, my B. Yeah, sorry. My B. Why is 60 FPS still the target? I think it's just like a baseline they're trying to aim for. I'm sure, you know, as time goes on, that'll increase. Give it time. Give it time, and I'm sure it'll fucking get better. How many decades? Like, you know, fucking Two. 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 Wait, there's new drama, guys. New drama dropped. Elon Musk apparently crashes out, leaks DMs, and then removes Asmongold's checkmark on Twitter. Wait, dude, you can't make this shit up. you can't. You can't make this shit up. Uh. What? What? Dude. Bros on Twitter. Well, no, I just randomly opened up live stream fails to see what's going on, to see if there's something new. And I saw that and I was like, what? I was like, I don't doubt it, because like Elon Musk is a bit of a fucking man child. That's so funny, dude. What's live stream fail? You don't want to know. Trust me, just don't even bother. That's really funny. That's really funny, dude. Wow. Human eye can't see more than 20 FPS. Don't get me wrong. I like playing my games at 100 FPS too, or like 90 at the very least. 90 is like a good number for me. 90 I feel like is nice, and it's relatively smooth. Can be smoother, but it's better than 60. Don't get me wrong. I aim for that personally, but I think the goal is to aim for, like, that's their benchmark goal, which I think they've basically reached. For like current gen GPUs and CPUs, and also SSDs. It's a subreddit, yeah. It's a Reddit. It's Reddit. 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 Okay, let's finish level, dude. I just saw it. Crazy. Oh, dude. Modern consoles don't render native 4K at 60 FPS. Is there any game in existence that's rendered native 4K at 120 FPS? That's not fucking Counter-Strike or Balatro. Yeah, Hellcat. A lot of it is because of Asmon. So thanks, Asmon. Am I including PC games? Yeah, just any game. Like, is there any game that has been able to run 4K, native 4K at like 120 FPS? That's like visually impressive and everything. And don't bring up Valorant, Counter-Strike, or whatever. On what GPU? Let's just say best GPU currently on the market. Minecraft. Bro, Minecraft is a fucking... that one, I don't know why. Minecraft, I feel like... yeah, maybe. 120 FPS. Bro, Minecraft is really like spiky. I noticed whenever I played Minecraft, especially modern Minecraft. "4K Doom Eternal." Okay. They are at 160 FPS with ray tracing. Cool. Okay, so Doom. Sweet. Modern Minecraft can tank performance. Yeah, fucking hits hard. What's this other video? Days Gone. Okay, Days Gone. At is this 4K though? 4K. Cool. Every time I see Days Gone now, I just think of the lead dev of it throwing a fucking tantrum because of their character being inside of what's that fucking game? The fucking Sony, the PlayStation 5 game. Every time I think of Days Gone now, I just think of that. You like ruined the image for me, man. Aren't they trying to relaunch it again? No, not Jak and Daxter. It's in the fucking the PS5 game. The little, I think it got didn't it get Game of the Year? Or am I crazy in thinking that they got Game of the Year? It's like with the little character. It's like all very PlayStation, Sony branded. Astrobot, yeah. Go to Code Alarm. They did some magic there, I'm sure. I'm sure they did. New target, 1440p native and 90 plus FPS. Here's the thing though, like Unreal Engine offers you the tools to get there, and they'll keep, you know, improving the baseline within the engine. But at the end of the day, it does come down to the developers to kind of get shit going. And then it comes down to the developers having enough resources and times to actually be able to accomplish that alongside all of the content required to accomplish that as well. You know what I mean? Which in this day and age, yeah. Okay, I didn't want to work on Dragon's Breath because I have to work on like an arena system for that. Let's work on a different level. Let's work on Oxtail and get this done, so then we can call this 2 out of 18. This has some issues in terms of collision, which I'm not too happy about, but should be a start. Foveated rendering with eye tracking. That's a thing on VR. Well, not eye tracking, but foveated rendering, if I remember correctly. Actually, I don't know if it does eye tracking. Maybe it does. PSVR does, but only on console directly. At least the Apple Vision Pro does. Yeah, that shit's a goner, bro. Oh, the Apple Vision Pro. Oh, ouchie. Ooh, that one, yeah. That one's an ouchie one. Take it back? Listen, don't take it from me. They're the ones that fucking ended production on the Apple Vision Pro, if I remember correctly. Because that shit was just not selling. No one was buying that shit. No one was buying that garbage. When I saw that shit getting revealed, my coworkers were in a call watching it, and they were all hyped and shit. And in my head, I was like, this shit's gonna flunk so fucking hard. And then I saw the price tag, and I was like, yup. Saw the price tag, and I was like, yup. That's not... Just looked so fucking stupid. They were trying to market it so hard as like, you can go outside and go on the train with it. And shit. You can work with... You can do work while using the Apple Vision Pro. I'm like, who the fuck wants to work in VR? Who wants to do their office work in fucking VR? I think they just like missed the mark, honestly. Yeah, you can have a hot, sweaty head while working. Have like big fucking fans going off. Well, yeah, fucking great, man. Good job. Yeah, great. That's so sick. I love that. Oh, we need something separating our spawn. Nobody hates monitors that much. Yeah, like, dude. It's like they wanted to fucking do Heavy Rain so badly. Yeah, let's get the guy from Heavy Rain that does drugs and fucking puts on a thing and... Ah! I don't know what I pressed. Fucking, that came up. Your employer can now look at exactly where exactly your look in your apartment. I'm having a fucking stroke reading that. I have no idea what you just said. I don't know. I think I know what you said, but I also... My brain is computing it. Like, I know what you said, but it, like, I also don't. It, like, I don't know. That's fucking... Yeah, silly. Would make it easy to work in bed, though? Would it really, though? Would it, though? You're not alone? That's a weird sentence. It's a bit of, yeah, it's a bit of a... I don't know how to read it. Your employer now can look exactly where you look at. Oh, okay, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, all right. I think I see what you're saying. It's a normal sentence. I don't. Your perception of your sentence, I think, is different for everyone. You can see my walls. Dude, look at my fucking messy ass room, man. Yeah, got like pile of screwdrivers and shit because I forgot to put the fucking back plates in my computer and I refused to fucking pull out all the cables to do that again. So now they're just on the floor. Your look what you look, employer know you look right. Stop talking. Stop typing right now. Stop typing right now. Yeah. You guys just saying words, man. Y'all motherfuckers just saying words. These guys are talking to each other, having a conversation. They're talking about the current day of optimization in the gaming space. Very productive conversation. We need to place something right here. Because there's this big open space here. I have an idea. Watchtower. But with nothing in it. Yes. Surely that, yeah. Do I ever use IES profiles? Rarely, because they have a bit of a performance hit, from what I remember reading. And it's just not really worth it a lot of the time. But I've used them before. Reminds me of Far Cry 3. This could be many things. This could be many things. I'm just gonna put a container right here, just to block division, because that's a big problem right now. Yes. I'm sure 1440p is a great target. And technically any dev can aim for that in any game engine, especially Unreal, because they give you the source code and you can edit the source code. Can you not do it? Well, it's a skill issue. Like me, I have a skill issue. Don't expect my games to run. Don't expect my zombie survival game to run really fucking well. Like, it's not definitely not going to be at the level of Days Gone. Let me tell you. That shit's going to be aimed at 60 FPS. A bouncy castle? That would be kind of nice. I wouldn't mind that. I will say. What about Gamers Nexus? Who? The only thing I know about Gamers Nexus is apparently they're suing Honey. Oh, dude, let's put a Merc on the top here. Yeah! Yeah! Is there navigation here? There is not. Very good. Very good. I'm sure that's going to go very well. Anybody but Linus? Here's a hot take. I think all of these like rendering people that do reviews of PC parts and stuff, they're all a little bit like Nanite Guy in some way or another. Yeah, hot take. They're all a little bit, they all got a little bit of Nanite Guy in them. Even Digital Foundry to an extent. Lukewarm take. Here's the thing. I also am a bit like Nanite Guy. However, I don't act like I know more than I do. I don't fucking know anything about graphics or rendering or anything like that. I just put the fucker in my computer. And then it, you know, that's all I know. And then it fucking, whoa, shit. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Nanite Guy equals TI. Yeah, you got it. Got a piece of the puzzle. His name is Nanite Guy. We don't call him by his name. He is just Nanite Guy. GN is kind of the exception. Who is GN? Gamers Nexus? Texas Instruments. No, not Texas Instruments. Kevin Nanite. Don't forget his name. Kevin Nanite. Copyright striker, Nanite connoisseur, and TAA oppressor. I don't know how else to, I don't know what else I could come up with. Nanite Guy. Can we call him that from now on? Kevin Nanite? No, because his actual name is Kevin. I'm pretty sure. I think. Or is it Joe? His name is now Joe Nanite. Joe Nanite. Or JN. I don't remember his name. Don't get me wrong though. I ain't a fucking professional either. I don't know how to. Like, I don't even know what a fucking compiler does. Okay, listen. I don't know any of that fucking shit. I'm not gonna act like I know any of that shit. Listen, I just make fucking shitty games. Somehow it's sold. I don't know how. Call me a fake dev. That's fine. I don't fucking care. Like, I really don't. I just, I fucking push a bunch of buttons and somehow game goes poof. It's fucking incredible. Don't know how it happens. Just does. I don't know how it happens. You're not a dev because you don't do C++? No, I'm not a dev because I haven't created my own game engine. Isn't Kevin a male version of Karen? I don't know. I don't know. Good question. Don't have the answer for it. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enemies. However, there. Oh wait, 8 enemies actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna act like I know graphics programming. I want to learn more about it. I want to learn what happens under the hood of Unreal. Like, I don't see myself creating my own engine ever. Like, I could see myself editing Unreal a lot. I could see myself like 5 years from now maybe making a fork of Unreal if I've learned enough C++ to be able to like warrant dealing with the fucking compile like source version of Unreal. Yeah, I need to stop looking at Twitter. Can't even use Jai. Yeah, no, sorry. Not a Jonathan Blow blower. Not a J blower. Might be. I'm not a J blower. Once you make 5 million with your game made on your own engine and assembly, then only you've earned the title game dev. Yeah, I guess so. I fucked up. I saw another tweet that's like Unreal Slop 5. Part of me laughs at it. Part of me is like, stop it. Stop it. But I guess it is Unreal Slop 5. We are now Unreal Slop 5. You can call me Sloppy Toppy Manipulator because I use the Unreal Sloppy 5. Put this guy right here. When do you guys think when I start working on the zombie survival game, people are gonna judge me for using Unreal? Do you think it's gonna be at that point at that time? Like, let's say 2 years from now. Do you think I'm gonna get like backlash for that? Like, I already kind of like get some stupid comments from time to time asking me why I'm using Unreal Engine, but yo, it's Smokey. How's the dev going? It's going all right. We're trying to like we got we got 17 levels to work on. We're cutting the gap now by trying to really finalize these levels. Why is this Unity game being developed in Unreal? That's my worry when this game goes into 1.0. People are going to have performance issues with it, and they're going to be like, this game looks like fucking dog shit. Why is it running like shit? I don't get it. Negative review. To which I say, I don't know, skill issue. I don't know how to optimize it. I'm very stupid. I'm a bit of a dummy. One could say I'm a bit of a dummy. Yeah. You could say I'm an idiot. And you know what? I'd probably agree. Oh, let's add a third one. Trolls like that. Yes! Yes! I honestly feel like Unreal Engine is the best in its class. Everything has its pros and cons, obviously, but in the end, I think Unreal's where it's at, in my opinion. I agree. Everything has pros and cons. Gamers don't see it that way. For some reason, even some programmers that work in like their own, their own code and stuff, which I am extremely impressed about. The fact people can use Jai and these frameworks and, like super fucking impressive. But the ego some people have, the ego and the black and white separation that they create is interesting. It's either it's fucking garbage or it's the best thing ever. What happened to Gray Zone? I feel like that's a thing that's happened to, like, I think every subject in existence. It is either black or white. It is either garbage or great. I don't know. It's very weird. Very weird. But I agree. I don't know. Well, I don't know if well, to a degree. I think Unreal is amazing and it offers you a lot of things, just like any game engine can. At the end of the day, it is a way that you use the tool that matters, and the way that you push the tool to your needs. I feel like y'all aren't acknowledging the problems that gamers are poorly expressing. I think we are. I think we do acknowledge that there are issues with the game engines that we're utilizing and that there are problems. I think the thing is, they're not acknowledging the right thing, which in my opinion is the fact that the game industry is fucked, just like tech industry is, and layoffs and the need for wanting to. I don't think it's engine slop. It's more like monetization slop, and trying to maximize profits as much as possible and use game developers almost like condoms, like just, fucking take this guy, throw him away, which is why, we talked about this Unreal, all of these companies moving to Unreal. I feel like part of it is so they can lower the time that it takes to train a person, if not no time at all to train them, and then B, making it so they can just fucking throw them away when they don't need them anymore. Obviously, there's probably legal laws that stop that from happening. There are other issues that, in my opinion, did not entirely stem from the choice of which game engine is being used. But gamers like to use it that way because, dude, you got to look at Rage. Rage is fucking awesome. It's fucking great. It works perfectly. Blah blah blah. Or, dude, you got to look at the Doom engine or whatever the fuck they're called. The ID Tech 5 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the thing. That's not just like how Unity was judged. Now Unreal's turn is next because everyone's turning to Unreal now. Yeah. If almost all games that are on UE5 are shit, people are going to blame the engine. The thing is, they're not shit, though. They're not shit. It's just a vocal minority that is calling it shit because they are seeing things in a specific way. They're not shit. The finals isn't shit? No, it's not. It was a great game. I think the thing that lacked for the finals was not the tech or anything like that. It was the design and some of the stuff there. Just kind of, for me, I just don't play it. But there are still people playing it. At the end of the day, it's not the tech that maybe brought down the finals. It was more game design and just keeping the attention on the game. Yeah, it's the design. It's not at all the engine. Not at all the engine. It's that fanboy mentality mostly, especially when which program to use. Slowly going to game dev myself. I'm a PHP web dev, so it's taking a little time to transition, but I'm enjoying it. That's all that matters, as long as you're enjoying it, right? Game dev is it's not an industry, and you having a web dev background, right? So you kind of know a little bit of more about business and that side of things when it comes to how much income you could make with game dev. You gotta enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, fucking do a different software engineering thing. Especially now, you're just gonna get turned into like a punching bag. Especially with like how players of games are just like, I don't want to say abusive because it's just a vocal minority, but it's like, it's interesting. My opinion of game dev has changed, I think, as time has gone on. I play more of the finals if I didn't get a 45 FPS on all low settings at 720p. I didn't have any FPS issues with finals at all, personally. And that was with my older specs. I actually found finals DLSS, but it actually looked not bad on the finals, surprisingly. I think it was DLSS that I had on my settings. It actually surprisingly did not look bad. Like, it actually looked fine for me in my specs. But yeah, I think the finals' problem was not performance. It was game design, ultimately. I think we're just kind of like, we're moving the goalpost. Like, we're just like, okay, it's actually this issue, when in reality, the game had flaws beyond just performance issues. My Marvel Rivals ran a little choppy before my CPU changed. Then I changed my CPU, and it runs perfectly fucking smooth, except for when I think one problem they have is the Doctor Strange portal is essentially, I think, creating a render target, which basically is doubling your render. I think that's what they're doing with the Doctor Strange portal. They need to change that shit, because every time there's a Doctor Strange portal, the fucking FPS dips. Huge dip. More UE devs, the more replaceable UE devs it will be. Right. That's how I see it, partially. I think there's multiple reasons, but I think that's one of the reasons as to why so many companies are kind of choosing to switch to a more popular engine. Which sucks, if that's the actual case. I would not doubt it. I also think a lot of it is so they can outsource a lot of it to India. And countries where they can pay them less. That is another reality, is they can just outsource things easier. Licensing is easier with an engine that is more accessible, rather than using a proprietary engine. Yeah. So they can abuse other countries that just have a lower, I guess, quality, or not quality of life, price to pay for life. Well, there's a term for that. What's the term where it's like you need a specific, like, you need a lower amount of income to like live nicely? Cost of living? Yeah, cost of living, that's the term. Lower cost of living, so they can abuse that. And people in those countries are as hardworking, if not sometimes more hardworking in some scenarios. If people are bitching about a thing, it's because they have a reason, even if you disagree with it. I think the thing is, none of us are disagreeing with that. We understand that there are issues. I think it's just like, I think it's maybe at the wrong thing. To a degree. Like, I'm not saying Unreal Engine is perfect. It has its issues, but it's also technically pretty early on. Sounds good, Smokey. Yeah, the Twitch side is a lot more enjoyable because there's music and everything. So if you want to jam out, the YouTube stream is more so as like a, hey, It's a better VOD. It looks nicer. It's also more permanent, so people can kind of look at it. And then Twitch is more like live content. Did you notice that they allow you to disable GI in Marvel now? Did they finally do that? Did they finally make it so you can just disable screen space GI entirely? Thank goodness, man. My game day researching made you suggested on YouTube? Really? That's interesting. Oh, fuck yeah. Well, if you have any questions about Yui, just feel free to ask him. DM me on Discord or whatever. I always love helping people out. Disabled is there? Cool. Dude, that's good. That pissed me off. I will say, that pissed me off. Them making it so you can only do SSGI or Lumen. I thought that was stupid. What's my rival's main? Bucky. I'm a Bucky main. I've been getting into Thor a little bit, trying to flex a bit more to play different characters. I also play when I have to play support, I try to go for Luna Snow. Is that the one? Yeah. Once I started actually making games, I stopped having complaints that gamers tend to have. Gamers and developers are working from different frameworks, and they think about games and their construction. There's like a billion different reasons for this, but at the end of the day, there's only so little. You take the input. They don't know, like, listen, I'm not going to say, one thing I will disagree with game devs always saying this shit, you should make a game to see what it's really like. I think that's bullshit. And it's just like, you have to make a game so you can, like, properly critique it, blah, 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 blah. One thing I disagree with gamers is trying to use technical terminology in their complaints. Just say, if game runs like shit, game runs like shit. Just say that. Turned on setting, game runs like shit. Why? Don't be like, I think it's the fucking this. I think it's this. It's like, you don't need to act like you're smarter than you actually are or anything like that. But I don't like that whole take of like game devs saying yeah, that you should make a game to really see what it's like, because I don't agree with that kind of mentality, and I think that kind of just makes gamers more pissed off, or like it just doesn't really help the discussion at all or the conversation at all. Game runs like shit is so easy to just dismiss, and often it is. So here's the reason as to why I think some developers will dismiss it. It depends on the specs. PC gaming is very difficult because everyone has different specs. They have different setups. Sometimes it's kind of the PC gamer's fault because maybe the setup on their PC is not set up correctly. Maybe they're using a really old driver. I don't think it's necessarily dismissive. It's like there's just a lot of fucking factors involved with it. There's a lot of factors involved with it. I don't think people are necessarily dismissing it. Yeah, there'll be some people that dismiss it. There's always going to be bad apples in every fucking community, in every side. Like that one person on Twitter that was like, fucking, I want this. I want TI to die. Someone kill this guy. I don't agree with that. That just does not help anybody when you say things like that, or calling him by names or things like that. I don't think saying any of that helps anyone. That just fucking stokes a bad fire. Yeah. 3 healers meta is slowly taking over, and with 3 healers chaining their ults and go make a T. It's yeah, it's kind of shit. There's so many healer ults that are just like, yeah, just here's our ult. You just don't die for like 8 seconds. It's like, great, this is the video game, I guess, now. And dealing with that on the enemy side of that, fucking just not even bother fighting then. That I don't like right now. That, I think, if they keep doing shit like that, I don't see myself playing that game for long. Because it's really annoying. It's a really fun game, even with the current bullshit that's involved with it, but I don't know. That's why I'm saying the whole thing where they're saying they're going to release a character every 6 weeks, I am concerned about that. I am concerned about that. think it's more applicable to game dev than other disciplines, but yeah, you definitely don't have to make a game, but you do need to know how to offer substantive critique if you want your opinion taken seriously. Having a pet mechanic you don't like doesn't make that mechanic bad design, for instance. The thing is, as a game dev, you have to kind of fill in the holes and fill in the gaps of when someone says something is bad, and just, you know, try to ask them, okay, can you give me like a little bit more info on this? Like, how do you feel about it? Because sometimes people just don't know how to, you have to like filter through the you have to filter through the feedback, right? You have to figure out why is it that people are feeling this way about insert thing here. That's the thing. And that's just part of the job of being a game dev. When someone tells me controls feel bad, I then have to ask, okay, maybe I can try to get more info about this, or get an understanding of why do they think controls is the specific wording that they wanted to choose. As a game dev, you just kind of have to fucking figure it out, right? Like, what did they mean by controls? Oh, they meant sometimes when they hit a control, it doesn't actually work because maybe there's like something in the queue that's not working or something else like that. As a game dev, you know what's going on behind the scenes, or hopefully. Well, if you're an independent game dev, you'll know what kind of goes on behind the scenes. If you're working in a studio, not everyone's gonna fucking know everything. That's kind of like that's the scary thing of working in a big studio, is not everyone's gonna know everything. There's gonna be specific people that know specific things. And if one of those people ends up getting fired or gets laid off or quits, but they were the one that wrote the code, and there's so much fucking tech debt because the management wants you to work really quickly and get things done quick because content is the main focus. Are you guys seeing what I mean by like management and C-suite is ultimately the problem with a lot of issues that we're kind of like seeing today with like optimization stuff? Are you kind of getting my point? We need this done in a year. I feel like I'm more of a reverse engineer with codes at this point. Yeah, because it's like you'll be fucking thrown at something and they tell you fix this bug, and you gotta like fucking filter through the code because it's dog shit. Literally my first day at my contract work studio, which was like a year ago, they assigned me to fix a bug. That was the first thing they assigned me on. And for like 3 days, for my first 3 to 4 days, the number one thing I was doing is cleaning the code. I was just cleaning the code, reading it while I was cleaning it. That was like the thing I was doing for the first 3 to 4 days. Because I was like trying to fucking figure out everything going on. I was trying to figure out like what they were doing. I was like, holy fuck, this is ass. I can only imagine what that's like in a AAA studio, because this is kind of like a smaller indie kind of studio, right? So, ouch. All of it, in my opinion, stems from that. Like, you know how like you know how like there's that problem where like, at least this is like a thing in politics, I guess, is like people will blame like a branch of a tree that's causing the problem, but like if you cut off the branch, like it doesn't solve the problem. You have to go to the root of the problem. I think right now optimization is a branch. I think that's what it is. In my opinion, optimization is a branch of the true problem that stems right here, which is the roots. Personally, that's how I see it. I do backend Java. We have it like that, and then we aren't allowed to rewrite anything. That sucks. How do you improve anything? So it is Unreal? No, it's not. Somebody does make one-time use things that break most of the time. So trying to add something, you got to reinvent it. I learned a lot from like reading the way that Doom wrote their code and stuff like that. I really like some of the stuff that they kind of like the name of a function defines what it actually does, and like stuff like that. I think I learned how to create better, cleaner code by kind of following that kind of rule of thumb. Is like the name of the function is the definition of what it does. It does not do more or less than what it is defining. On-screen paint? Yeah, fucking... Yeah. Let's be honest, I judge Pirate Software for not doing any game dev on his stream, but like I'm not any better, like honestly, to be honest. I'm not any better. I place a couple enemies in a level and that's it. We gotta place some more enemies. Let's do some nav meshes. There's no way I would get work done on stream. It's a balance game. You know, get a little bit of work done here. Okay. Talk to chat. Fucking pull up a fucking stupid video or something. Okay. Back to work. Do a little bit of work. Talk about thing. Etc. 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 Easy to entertain conversation, get a much done. It's like a crowd of people hanging around your cubicle. The worst thing I would say, the number one worst thing about doing something on stream is trying to learn something. Trying to learn anything on a stream, awful, awful, awful. I do not like trying to learn things on stream because I like to learn. What makes it so bad? Well, learning things is a game of patience to an extent. It is a big game of patience, at least for me. I learn things in different ways, and it's like you have all these eyeballs on you trying to learn something, when in reality, when you want to learn something, depending on what it is, ultimately, there is a level of patience required there. But everyone has different ways of learning things. You'll have some people in your chat that know the thing, but they're not good at teaching, and then like they're trying to teach you shit, and it's kind of like annoying, even though you don't want that. And it's nice. I appreciate people trying to do that, but it's like, yeah, trying to learn things on a stream, not the best thing in the world. It's not fun. Like when we start doing C++, I'm most likely going to like try to do a lot of that off stream instead, to be completely honest. Tim did this. Timmy Sweeney. Yeah, I think writing good code comes with like writing good function names, writing reusable code. It doesn't need to be reusable, but at least something that like yeah. There's a lot to it, I think, in my opinion. Commenting where needed, but in my opinion, I think comments should be minimal to an extent. Code should be readable on its own, which is why I'm saying a function should do what the function is saying just based off of the text itself or the title. I think that is like a great thing, because then you're writing functions that make your code more readable if you were to go through from like start to finish of the code. That I think is so big, because then the function isn't doing things. So like, for example, one big example is like, your function name is like get data thing. The get data thing should just do that. But some people might think, okay, it should do more. Like just put more stuff in the function just because it's easier. Oh, inside of the get blah, blah, it is now setting the data of something else. No. We shouldn't do shit like that. I think that should like, you know what I mean? Like I think by doing that, you make your code harder to read, because now you have to start going into like the function code and read the fucking function code. Whereas instead, if the title is just defining what it's doing, you know what I mean? I think that shit makes it so much easier to like just read your code and then know what it's doing. You know what I mean? The functions and the names of stuff makes it self-explainable to a degree. I think that's the biggest thing. Make your functions and macros and all that self-explainable. Yeah. You fear running into problems with programming something and then looking stupid. I had that when I did a few game dev streams. I don't care anymore. I've done this shit for 8 years. Everybody has seen me fucking look stupid. Who gives a shit? Who fucking cares? You know what I mean? I look stupid all the time. I look stupid all the fucking time. You know? If someone wants to clown on me for that, okay, nice ego, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I stopped caring all that much anymore. I just don't like learning on stream because I think that's one thing that's like really difficult to do. Because I think it breaks the flow of the stream. It like really breaks the flow of it. I had an error pop with my weapon component, and all I had to do was move one function before another function. It's so smooth. Good function architecture fucks. Yeah, it fucks hard, man. Fucks hard. The only people that don't look stupid are people that never learn. Right. And then the thing is, that's why I'm kind of scared about Superfire is like the success it had isn't bad. And that's kind of like, I learned a lot, but I also feel like I need to fail hard to know the things to avoid. I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like I can apply that to the next game, but at the same time, who knows? Like, I don't know. I feel like there are, I don't know. I feel like I learned a lot, which is good. And obviously, it was not a huge financial success. Why do you have to fail hard? I feel like by falling, it kind of you learn from the failures a lot more, hopefully. I don't know. Everyone has a different learning process and learning experience through life, right? So, I don't know. I feel like it grows calluses. It grows personality. I feel like that's why I'm afraid to start streaming my dev work. I just couldn't hand people clowning on my basic dev skills. I don't know. I've made YouTube content and streamed literally my entire game dev history. Literally starting from the very beginning, I've always documented and talked about my process from the very beginning. And I think for me, part of it is when someone clowns on me, it gives me more purpose to try to improve my skills so that I can tell that person off. You know what I mean? Right? Now, obviously, that's not a motivation that goes far. Like, there's going to be a point in time where that's just not going to be a motivator anymore. For me, it's not really a motivator anymore. Right? But it was a driving force for the beginning of my game dev was people said I couldn't do it. And I was like, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it even if it takes me years to get to this point. And I did get to that point. There was someone who was like, it's really funny because I joined a web phishing server, which had my friends. I didn't know that the person that hated me was in that server, and they still hate me. They left the server and closed the server entirely. And then, like, I haven't talked to those friends in a really long time. And then I joined my own lobby with a buddy of mine, and we talked a bit and fucking, you know, and shit. Crazy. Crazy. That person still fucking hates me to this day. It has been like, I shit you not, like 10 years because I started game dev 8 years ago. Fuck you, Krim, I'm the hater. It's so funny. It's so interesting. So interesting to see that, man. They saw my name and they instantly closed the server. That's so funny, dude. What for? I guess because at the time I was naive and I was like, I wanted to make an MMO, FPS MMO, and then like I guess I was doing things in a way that was like to their eyes, I guess, incorrect. And then they started hating me for it. And obviously I was kind of a kid back then as well. Like I was a bit of a kid. I said some shit that I shouldn't have said to some of my friends and whatnot. But I did apologize for that, and I don't think they necessarily hated me for that. I don't know why they hate me. I don't know. It's been like 9 fucking 10 years since that point in time. I don't know why they hate me still to this day. I think part of it is that I guess I found some level of success with game dev and I've stuck with it since then. Yeah, it's a them problem at the end of the day. And I don't hate them. I don't even remember what they did to me. I remember they said some really toxic shit. Saying like I should quit and shit and just do things in a different way. They wanted me to do it in their way of doing game dev, I think. I think that was ultimately the thing. And I did it in a different way. So I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. It's very interesting. I think what would you call that? Spite, doing things in spite. Do I know this person? No, you don't know that person, Ducker. It's a completely different friend group. Completely different friend group. I used to play with them like years ago, before I even knew Ducker, before I knew Chick Chick Boom, before I knew any of those, any of y'all. Completely different friend group. I keep up with them from time to time. There's a lot of gatekeeping in game dev, especially with the people who specialize in just one thing. That's why when I see that whole Notch thing about you're not a programmer if you haven't made a game engine, I'm like, you're such a, what a funny guy. You need a funny guy. We need some Sigma male music played over this clip. Wait, let me see the clip. Hold on. Hold on. Desktop. All right, turn on that audio. It's such a stupid fucking meme. Yeah, anyways. I don't know how to do the face. Yeah. That's a big driving force though. Like you can get a lot done. Like for some people motivation comes from different sources, but I think that was a big driving force for me. But I really enjoyed it. I think I learned that I really just enjoyed fucking making shit. I just really enjoyed it. But it was a big driving force to like prove someone wrong. I guess that was like the thing. Proving someone wrong was like a big thing for me. But I don't think that will lead into like disciplined development. Like I think it's just like it's a spark. It's enough to spark something, but you need to like feed that spark or that fire. Oh man. I'll make a game engine if you want to learn to make game engines. Current engines don't have a certain mechanic game needs. I think what Randy does is really interesting because he's not really necessarily making a game engine. He's just making the elements of a game. You don't really need a engine, which I guess we would look at engines as like having a front-facing UI and kind of stuff like that. That's how I would view a game engine, I guess. Whereas instead just utilizing a framework and just like I could see that it seems to be working really well for them, right? I don't see myself being able to do that because like there's a lot of fucking math and code involved with that shit. I would not be able to fucking do that stuff at all. Also, how the fuck is Randy awake? It's like fucking 5 a.m. for him. I know he's like he's the literally opposite end of the world. What the fuck? Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, just make a fucking game. Couldn't sleep, shipped Terrafactor last night? Wait, did you get the fucking web-based thing going? My computer would not run this because for some reason my Chrome, I think it's because I don't have hardware acceleration turned on. Yeah, I don't think my computer is gonna. Oh, wait, never mind. Did you name your studio Bald now? You named it Bald? Wait, is that actually you named it Bald? Just straight up Bald. I saw your Steam page and I thought it was just a temporary thing for a meme, but you're actually going through with it. I love it, dude. I love it. I love the logo, man. You know what would be cool? I know this is a detail thing, Randy. I know this is a detail thing, but like having the grass kind of flow around, little animation of some of the pixels moving left and right. But this is actually surprisingly running better than I thought it did. Although my audio is fucking crunchy. Dude, that was crunchy. I felt like I think the bass might be a bit too high. I think that might be it. What? Wait, do you guys actually have audio? I don't think you guys have audio. If you're lagging, it'll sound bad. Oh, that could be it. It just sounds really crunchy in my ears. Like, I think, like the bass. Dude, my computer, bro. What? What's going on? It could be lag because I don't have hardware acceleration on. Tab. Oh, is this just the inventory at the bottom? Oh yeah, it's a little crunchy. The audio sounds almost kind of compressed a little bit. What's Sugon in the top right mean? It just means Sugon. What else does it mean? Carrot seeds. Impressive. The branches kind of looks like a hole. Like I thought it was like a you know, like a sliced in the floor. X to dig. How about you dig these nuts? Oh god, the audio. My computer. Computer! Hey, I'm trying to look at the damn fucking I'm trying to look at the thing here, man. Crafting altar. Well, we already have one, don't we? Watering can. Used to till the land. Sorry, not kill. Sorry. Till the land. Right. Where'd it go? I need a branch. Q. Okay, interesting control scheme. Oh. I have to hit. Oh, I can't select it. Okay. Okay, all right, okay. Pickaxe? I don't know how to make that yet, guys. We haven't learned the pickaxe. How do I click on that? I have no money. Why was your Google Chrome taking 50% CPU? Is this game on Chrome? It is web-based. But I don't think it's permanently web-based, right, Randy? That's just kind of like, are you just doing that for testing? I think the reason why my game is lagging is because I don't have hardware acceleration on my Chrome. Super for Hire web demo coming soon. My game's not optimized enough for that. Grass seed can be planted on ground. Oh, I see. Of course. Used in tools. Plant on tilled ground. Yes, sir. It's flashing red. We make a... What is that? What the fuck even is that? It's 2 flint. Okay. Okay. And then what is that? Grass? Oh, it's grass. Interesting. I make a hoe with grass. I made a watering can with grass. All right. But where did I get the water? If only California had that kind of power. Just make water out of nothingness. Excuse me? Hey! It's my grass! No, get... No, oh, fuck. Wait, what am I getting from him? Am I getting money? Dude, the audio... the audio getting real compressed is kind of funny. Hey, you get away from there. Dude, are you for real, man? Bro. I don't have any seeds anymore. I literally can't plant anything anymore. Did I get soft locked? I think I got soft locked. Oh. Hey. Where the fuck you go? Now what? Oh, cut the music. No, okay. Cut the music. My computer can't take it. Cut the music. No. I don't know. Do you guys hear this? Do you guys hear how it's fucking compressed and shit? Yeah? Okay. All right. Dude, hell yeah. It's cool that you have it web. How do I get out? Oh, escape. That's sick. That's cool. It is tickling my ear. I see that. I see that going really far, man. Because the thing that I really liked. Let me change my audio. I really liked. Fuck. What am I thinking of? Which game am I thinking of? Forager. I really like Forager. I just felt like it was super limiting, and I also felt like the controls were kind of shit and stuff like that. I think you have a lot of potential to kind of like fill in that hole that I feel like Forager attempted to fill. Very fucking cool, man. Good progress, except for the fact that I got soft locked. that kind of hurt a little bit. That kind of my carrots. I think the goal is to make it a desktop version. I have a feeling the web-based version is just for, I want to say just for testing. I could be wrong. Yeah. I think there's you could post your Steam link, Randy. Terra Factor. Here, I'll post it. You should get that logo in there. Although, is that your like brand? No, it's not, right? I would get the logo that you made in here. It looks good. I had an issue where my save got broken or something after like 40 hours of gameplay. I negative reviewed and started another save with cheat engine on 2x speed. You're that guy, huh? That negative reviews even though you have 40 hours in the game. You're that guy, huh? You're that guy. Huh? You're that guy. If they fix my save, I'd have removed my review, but no support for that game anymore. I feel like the white on black makes it more interesting. You could still do the white, but with the actual logo. Like, I do think the white is a cool branding idea. You know what I mean? I do think it could be a brand. You know how there's like certain games that have like a brand to them, like the David games, those like kind of like fucking horror style action games. I think he's releasing a new game soon, actually. Where is it? Upcoming releases. He has like this style with like the black background, red text, and then red kind of like square thing. You guys know what I'm talking about? God, I forget what the games are fucking called, man. No? Nopers? Man. Christ fucking shuck! Trying to think of a game that does that. That the New Blood games. Yeah. They have this like vibe, right? I think doing this is smart. It builds like a brand. It builds a bit of a brand. Because then people will see that thumbnail and they'll know immediately, oh, that's that studio. You know what I mean? Oh, it doesn't show. These are medium-sized thumbnails. Motherfucker! When in reality, what it should show is this. They have a brand going, you know what I mean? Like you see this and you know, oh, that's the publisher of this game. Okay, that's probably the vibe you're gonna see with this game. You know what I mean? And then they have the actual like thumbnail in there when you click on it. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. But you know, you gotta build up a brand to get to that point, obviously. $10,000 hours. Okay, I guess. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. Negative review. Isn't that called design language or something? Well, it's just, you know, tricks for branding and creating kind of like a people will, even though they don't have a background in design, they'll still notice that and know, okay, you know, like that's your brain kind of creates a connection to the style of doing stuff like that. People will just know, oh, that's a New Blood game. Spiky means dangerous. I'm something of a designer myself. Oh god, that stuff. The design language shit. Yeah, it's a part of design language, but I would call it more branding, you know, because it correlates to the brand, right? And it's just elements of design leading to that result. Did we set this sublevel in Oxtail? Does it have this sublevel? I think one of these levels does not have the sublevel that I set. Dragon's Breath doesn't have one. Where is Oxtail? Where the fuck is this shit? There it is. Oh, does not have the sublevel. Probably because I set that way later on. Yeah, I would love to make a game like that. That's why I was thinking of like the God game, right? Just mouse focused, you know, cool, simple, idle-ish kind of game that works great with like having a stream or YouTube on the side, something like that, right? Like I always find myself kind of just like when I watch a stream, sometimes I want to play a game, but I don't want to play a game that's too like high activity. I feel like there's a space there to to form something. If you can get me off RuneScape, you've succeeded. Not, yeah, 90% of RuneScape. RuneScape is like an idle game, basically. I got off RuneScape, though. I'm out of that. I got out of that. Especially with their fucking membership pricing changes they're going to make and the fact that they're going to put ads in the lowest tiers. Fuck that. No, sorry, Jagex. You lost me, bro. I understand it's getting rough where nobody's paying for shit and just buying bonds. But, Jagex, every time they get bought out by a new company every 4 years, the players being like, oh, fuck, now what? I've always said this, man. Whenever a company is bought out by another company, it's never good news for the consumers. It is never fucking good news. Unless, like, no, even then, it can maybe let the company survive longer, like Substance Painter, for example. But in the end, the consumers will get fucked. They will. Because 90% of the time, the company that purchases that fucking company is going to want to make their money back. Playing survival crafting games called Bellwright. Oh, let's check it out. Bellwright. Bellwright. Oh, cool. But you know, this just like, I think the problem is like, I love survival games. I love survival crafting games. It's just like, I want a game that I can just like really, just be chill with it, you know? Not have to fucking focus on movement and stuff like that. That's why I'm thinking like a God game is interesting, where you don't necessarily have a character that you're controlling. World Box? That sounds familiar. All right, this game. Yeah, I don't know how I would look at it. I'd look at it like a God style game, but like make it like an idle game, sort of. Idle kind of automation game. I think I remember. Did I play this? I don't remember. I think I played a game like this, just not as in depth as this one. Or I watched someone play a game like that. Always fun to see companies start asking for money for literally nothing. It's rough out there. I understand why they're doing it, but also fuck them. Like, I don't know. Like, I think there are better ways of trying to improve your flow of income than fucking over your current customer base. In my opinion, I think there are way better ways of going about it. God, the how can we fix the dithering of these trees to make them not look so pixelated? What's something that we can do to fix the masked material to not look like such dog shit? What can we do to make that better? Increase the resolution of the texture, I guess. Like, what is something that we can do to make that not look as noisy? Because it looks really bad. Let's try increasing the resolution. Actually, increasing the resolution has actually somewhat made it worse. That's funny. Tangent planning for the new game. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have these tangents on the stream a lot where we start talking about the next thing. It's kind of good, but it looks so noisy, especially with the WPO. I don't know if you guys see that. It looks really fucking noisy. I don't know what I could do to fix that, if anything. Oof. Oh. Set resolution to 400%. Uh-huh. Let's see. If I make it the original texture size, which is 2048, that's what it looks like. I would argue that actually just kind of looks worse. This is 256. This is 128. Okay, 128 actually looks better. Giving it more volume reduces the amount of fuckery going on. However, we do reduce the up close detail. Oh, you know what it is? This doesn't have any mip maps. Why does this have no mip maps? Let's do a sharpen mip map. No wonder. It was all kinds of levels of fucked. Okay, so detail up close is still good, whereas afar, it looks chunky, but it looks better. It doesn't have that problem anymore. Okay. It had no mip maps. I was like, why does it have no mip maps? Yeah, that looks so much better from afar. Now, albeit, you can kind of, they look a lot more like chunky, but I think it looks better in the long run. Doesn't look as noisy. That's surprising it didn't have any mip maps. Isn't there an aliasing node in materials? I believe. I want to say that material is already being used. Oh no, it's not. It's not using the dithering material. Although I don't know if dithering would necessarily. I don't think it would fix the masking problem. I think it would probably, like, we could use dither, but probably wouldn't look too good in this scenario. But that looks fine. I think the mip maps added a little bit more volume to it. Does look a little chunky, but it's better now. At least in third person. Like in third person, it was distracting how bad it looked. Now it looks fine. Okay, I wanted to test the level, so let's go back to the main menu. Let's make sure everything's working. Let's make sure the sub-levels... Oh, the title menu has apparently stayed on screen. What? I think we need a couple more enemies in here. These guys have not gotten aggroed, which is great. Okay, that feels pretty good. Please no TAA. We have a TAA as an option. But I just like FXAA, even though it has its issues in certain scenarios. I've heard from people, and I wanna look into this myself. One thing that people have quarrels with TAA in Unreal is that it's integral to certain features like hair and stuff like that. And apparently those built-in things, like, now these are supposedly, there are things built into the code that complement it better for TAA on purpose. Which I guess could make sense for like the hair and shit, but what the hell? But I want to see if that's actually true and whatnot. Yeah, TAA doesn't look bad. It's just, at least for this game, it's just it makes everything really smooth, a little too smooth, and then at that point you need sharpness, which we should maybe add a slider for sharpness in the game. I could see that being a good setting, is adding sharpness. See, the trees don't look as fucking noisy anymore, which is good. Them not having mip maps was very odd. Very odd decision to not have mip maps on those masks. Yeah. I don't really like too much the look of TAA, but we have it as an option for people. What's really funny is SMAA literally does not, or MSAA does not work. Ghosting? We don't have any ghosting issues with TAA and UE4. Or at least for this project. It's more so, it just looks just really smooth in like a weird way. It just looks really smooth in kind of a weird way. I don't think there's necessarily any ghosting issues. Maybe, like, here we could try this, stat FPS. Maybe we could try with, like, lower FPS. I wonder if we have ghosting issues. Oh, it's just running like shit. It's the main problem. I like aliasing. I don't know why people hate it so much. I think it depends on the game. I For me, I just don't like the jagged look of everything. I kind of like a little bit of... I like a little bit. FXAA is a good amount, but it has its issues in certain areas. TAA is a little too smooth for me. However, sharpness is like... If you use sharpness in the post-processing, it kind of helps a little bit, but then it's kind of like... a little bit of a bandage. Am I using gas? No, not for this project. For some people, and it's understandable. For some people, aliasing can be a bit nauseating. It's the same thing with like motion blur. Some people need motion blur in certain games to like not get nauseous. Yeah, Lumen is a big contributor, I would say, to some of the ghosting. Not necessarily TAA. I noticed when I was like fucking around with stuff, Lumen was more of a problem than TAA in UE5. Now, albeit that's from me testing with the zombie game, and I think we fixed it a little bit, reduced it. Yeah, in our game, FXAA looks fine. Honestly, it gets the job done, especially in top-down. All I know is I'm 7 squares in a Randy's game. Hey, hell yeah. I hope your carrots didn't get eaten by fucking the night crawlers. UE 5.5 FSR got a bit sharper, I noticed. They improve it a bit with each version. Who would have thought that a game engine just needs time to cook? Who would have thunk? All it takes is improving the thing. Who would have thunk? Yeah, I don't use it in this one, Starboy. I might start using gas in the future, but it's just so... It's so complicated. It's pretty complicated to use, and I haven't even used it with multiplayer yet, so that's gonna be a bit of an interesting experience. I'm probably just gonna make my own ability system, honestly. Especially with Mover around the corner. I want to see how Mover does things, and if it requires me to use gameplay ability system just for like... The big thing is like being able to use it with root motion, just kind of creating my own root motion. Gameplay ability system has some nodes for that, which is really fucking cool, but it's just like having to use gas. Painful. Okay, let's add let's add a let's add a checkpoint here. Checkpoint uno. Checkpoint uno. Bad motion clarity makes my eyes hurt so much. That's the beauty of, you know, hopefully games can improve that. Of opening up their settings a bit more. I'm really glad to see that Marvel Rivals made it so you can completely disable GI. Yeah, I think the thing is, here's how I view UE5 currently. It's in like alpha testing or beta testing, and they're using games and development studios as like basically testers to improve it. The only thing is consumers or players of those games are kind of biting a bit of a bullet because now they're essentially play testers for the engine, and the studio using that engine. So I think that's just the problem currently, but I think it's going to improve hopefully as the years go on. I think based on the fact that they said that they're going to focus more on the game development side with the engine, which is apparently what they said. I don't know where they said that. Someone fucking told me at Twitch chat. Twitch chat probably lied to me, which is fucking highly probable. But apparently they're focusing more on the game development side now, which I wouldn't doubt with everybody, all these game studios fucking switching to Unreal Engine. I could see it having some pretty big improvements hopefully this year. Just the thing is the release cycle is like fucking biannually now. It's like two updates a year, which like UE4 was completely different. UE4 was like quick like updates and shit like that. Kevin, it's a plugin called Darker Nodes, but I am using UE4, so yeah. If it's an alpha, then it sounds like people are justified in shitting on it. That's fine. I think some people just have an extreme way of doing things, such as sending death threats to developers or writing in the replies of every single tweet that they write and say fix game and shit like that. I think that gets a little silly. And that's why I think we need to have healthy conversations and discussions about this stuff, not negative, toxic, blaming, you know, shitting on developers, and which is why I think TI is a problem. That's why I think Nanite Guy is a problem. John Nanite. I don't know what his fucking name is anymore. That's why I think it's partially a problem. Is the way that it's the way that the topic is being talked about. It's not that the topic is wrong at all. Yeah, I'd love for someone to care enough about my game to talk shit in every tweet. I think I'd get annoyed about it at some point. It's like I understand, but it's like I'm trying to do a lot of shit too. Feels like UE5 Devs expected hardware would improve faster than it does, and now they're stuck with an engine that's too beefy. UE5 Devs expected hardware would improve faster than it does. I don't know. I don't know how to reply. I don't know how to reply to that. I guess, sure. I suppose. At the end of the day, there's always software improvements that can be done as well, which is what they're working towards. I'm sure there's going to be some fucking hoopla moment where, like, shit runs great. I don't like being told that just buy 5090 to fix my bad frame rates. At some point, though, you do have to upgrade your PC. But yeah, no, I'm not telling anybody to buy a 5090. I think that's silly. But I do think you do need to be kind of like, if you want to play a new generation, next generation game, like, at the end of the day, it just comes down to the minimum specs required. If you don't fit those minimum specs required and you're still, you know, crying wolf, then I don't know what the fuck to say. I don't really know what to say. If a game has a specific specs requirement, then you kind of like fucking shot yourself in the foot. Thought Darker Nodes only did the nodes, not the actual engine. It does both. However, I turned off the nodes one because I just prefer the default look of Unreal personally. I just like this look more. I'll wait for a GTA 6 port / Witcher 4 before upgrading. Did they announce if GTA 6 is going to be on PC? Or are they going to pull the classic fucking Rockstar and force people to purchase the game on console and then release it on a PC so they get more money? Such greedy fucking bastards. Smart as fuck, but also greedy bastards. You know they're going to double dip? Of course they're going to double dip. We also released shark cards. Hey, we also got some shark cards so you can fight off the hackers in the lobbies because we are not implementing a normal fucking anti-cheat in our games. Because we don't care. The amount of respect Rockstar is given, which is you know, within reason. It makes sense. But also, at the same time, they flunk parts of their games so fucking hard, and people just casually ignore those parts because the other parts are just so fucking good. Is insane. If you just ignore the multiplayer and shark cards and anti-cheat and whatever, non-existent anti-cheat and shit, hey, they make the best fucking games. Oh my god. These are the games that good could be like Ubisoft / Blizzard / EA, where everything is bad and they're greedy. I think it's come to the point where, I'm also gonna say Bethesda fucking sucks balls. I'm sorry. Their games have sucked balls. Sorry. I don't think they make very good games. And I don't think they, like, maybe some of their older games were really good, like Oblivion and whatever. Morrowind. But, Jesus, they're fucking awful. Also, other take, I love how Stalker 2 comes out and everyone's surprised that it's unoptimized and then they blame Unreal Engine. But, like, Stalker 1 was really unoptimized when it fucking came out. Now, I know it's probably a different dev team, but it's still the same studio and they still have the same, probably same, like, work ethic and shit like that. I don't get it. It's so funny. It's such a funny subject to look at. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure I know Unreal Engine has issues, but like, I saw some article mention that Bethesda suffers in the same way that Lucasfilm suffered, being headed by one strong-willed individual. That is, Star Wars is still in that problem. Now, they don't have George Lucas, albeit they go to him for like consultation or whatever, I guess. But the guy in fucking Star Wars now is who's the guy that always wears a hat? There's like two guys that are literally the only fucking people that can save or like make Star Wars okay. At Disney. Yeah, Dave Filoni, and then there's the other guy. There's one other guy I think who is somewhat a good contributor to no, not James Cameron. What the fuck? Jar Jar Binks. Yep, he's the man. I think it's primarily Dave Filoni though. I think it's Dave Filoni and then the guy that works on Marvel movies. Iron Man's taxi driver. Dave Filoni and yeah, James. His name is not James Cameron. Kevin Feige? Kevin. How do you pronounce that? No, not him. No, not him. Iron Man, taxi driver, actor. Favreau, Jon Favreau. Yeah, I think he does some Star Wars stuff, if I remember correctly. I finished up the I finished that new series, Skeleton Crew. Yeah, I'd give it like a. It was kind of like fun a little bit. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10, maybe even a 4 out of 10. I'd give it like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Blocks your input like Melee because they want you to shoot someone in a side quest. Nobody wants to talk about that though. They want to talk about RDR2 best game, most optimized, horse balls, real. Yeah, it's not like I wouldn't die over Skeleton Crew at all. I wouldn't die over it. You know, it's just more Star Wars slop at the end of the day. I just like the Star Wars universe, but it's, you know, the acting in that is kind of rough. We need more games that's the quality of Hitman. Dude, I'm looking forward to that fucking James Bond game so much, man. I never played any of the Hitman games, but I would 100% buy the James Bond game. Although I've watched a lot of gameplay of the Hitman games, and I think I would enjoy it, but yeah. Who says RDR2 is optimized? Dude, literally every single conversation I see about these fucking like optimization chills, I don't want to call it that because I think that's rude. What's a word I could say? Optimization, vocal optimization gamers, I guess. I don't know what to call it. They always bring up RDR2. Dude, RDR2 looks fucking amazing. It released like 6 years ago. Blah, 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 blah. Or whatever they say. FIO can do their Bond game as machine game. James Bond for the Hitman team just makes so much fucking sense. It just makes so much. It makes so much sense. I feel like it's so good. I'm looking forward to it. RDR2 is still using POM dog. Enjoy your glancing angles. I will say though, Naughty Dog and Rockstar are, I think, on the top of like some of the most impressive visuals and tech art and stuff like that. They do some really cool shit. Like I will admit, they do really cool shit. They do some really cool shit. I'm looking forward to The Last of Us 2 on PC. I hope it's a fucking good port. I hope. Please. Please don't fuck up. POM is parallax occlusion mapping. Guerrilla and Kojima are also pushing. What has Guerrilla made recently? Guerrilla Games. Because I think I remember Guerrilla Games for... Which game was it? It's an old game I don't think they work on anymore. Yeah, Killzone. Yeah. I remember Killzone. They just made Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay. And then Lego Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay. All right. Yeah. Never get why people care that much about textures. I feel like it's only noticeable when directly staring at something. I think when gamers say textures, I don't think they actually mean textures. I think they genuinely are saying that, but they mean something else. You know what I mean? Like, you know how gamers, they say graphics, but in reality what they mean is reflections. they just mean, yeah, they mean shaders. They mean, like, dude, I've seen people say, like, I remember something like a long time ago where someone was saying the graphics of the game, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, what they meant is they wanted more things in the game to be interactable to an extent. Like when you shoot something, it does something. You know, like the reaction. Or like running into a bush does something. You know what I mean? Like those things. I shit you not. I think players just don't know how to express that. And that's what I meant by before, where I said, as a game dev, you just kind of have to like figure it out. You have to like fill in the gaps of like, because someone doesn't have the knowledge of the tech side or the knowledge of terminology, and there might also be a language barrier as well. Yeah, people conflate graphics with photorealism, which I also think, back to what I was saying, I don't think they might even mean that. They just might mean like shooting something like does interactivity. They just, that's why knowing more would be better. Yeah, but you can't expect everyone to be like, everyone has a fucking, like, people have jobs. You know, people have lives. Some people have school. I don't expect them to know more. I don't expect them to know more. I'm not going to say as a game dev that they need to know more. I don't think so. There's already so much fucking going on in life. Like, you don't need to know what goes on behind the scenes of game development. I think it's just be reasonable. I think that's the only thing I can really say. Just be reasonable. You know, that's I think the biggest thing is just be reasonable and don't be a dick about it. That's it. You know, and I think that should just be in all facets of life, right? Just don't be a dick. I think we can all agree that just don't be a dick. Low quality blurry textures. If you play a game with high quality textures, you notice when they're blurry. 27-inch 1440p monitor isn't close to it. Of course, it looks alright when you ride a horse, but when you walk in the camp, you notice it. Oh, like, right, you got like mip-maps and stuff like that, and some issues there and whatnot. I think we get to a point where if we have textures that are too high res, it just, the whole screen looks really noisy. And then at that point, anti-aliasing is like necessary to make things look better. But then it's like, I don't know. For me, when I think of a beautiful game that's like coming, not Black Forest. Damn it. This game. Holy moly. You don't need crazy fucking textures for this. Jeez. Yeah, good, not even good GI necessarily. Good lighting. Good lighting can do so fucking much. Good lighting can do so much. The trailer of this is incredible. I love the trailer of this game. It is superb. Crazy. Yeah, you got like the fucking God rays and shit. Need a zombie game in this art style? Hint, hint. I could never do an art style like this. I would love to, but it would probably take me way too much time. I'd probably lean into like kind of realistic-ish art style for the zombie game. Doing this, I think, would be very challenging. I would probably not be able to do this myself. It's so good looking, dude. It is so fucking good. Oh. This scene is so sick. It's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool, man. Like seeing the snow. See, that's what I think realism, when a player or a gamer says they want realism, when they want graphics. In some scenarios, yes, they want realism. I've talked with I have family and some friends who are like realism art style pilled. But I think there are moments where they play a game where they're like, this is fucking sick, even though it's not necessarily art style that they always fucking say they want. I think it comes down to I think it comes down to other elements, like elements of realism, like the fucking sand, like snow and the fog going across the ice and shit, and snow hitting surfaces and stuff like that. I think that goes such a long way personally. This is Long Dark 2? Yes. The snow coming in when you open the fucking thing. It's I love stuff like that, dude. You know it's fake, but it feels real. It's that element of things that bring in like physics. It doesn't need to be like real colors. It just needs to emulate it just needs to be believable. That's what it is. I think that's ultimately what a lot of people kind of want when it comes to graphics. It's just something that looks believable while also being, you know, somewhat satisfying to look at. Like when I look at this, I'm like, damn, dude. Crazy. I love it. I'm looking forward to that game. That's gonna be 2026 though. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think there is a subset of players and gamers that do want realistic art style, not like cartoony, like Fortnite and whatever. Like, I don't know why it is. There's this fucking problem where everyone looks at any game that's stylized is now Fortnite, apparently. It's like, okay, I guess that's the similarity you can draw to, I guess. Roblox? No, I don't think people call things Roblox. I think voxel art style, Minecraft. Anything with like a stylized art style, Fortnite. Consistency is also very important, right? I think having inconsistency in your art style makes your game look like a little bit like an asset flip. Yeah, it used to be TF2, now it's Fortnite. I would argue people related stylized art style back then to... Team Fortress 2 was kind of more like a PC game. It was kind of like a niche game for PC players. Like, not a lot of console players knew about it. I would say back then, before Fortnite, when someone saw a stylized game, they related it to... I don't even know. Borderlands 2? No, I don't know. Some motherfuckers even call Marvel Rivals Fortnite art style, and I'm like, it was like, huh? I'm like, what? That's funny. That's why I think like gamers should like try to stop using technical terminology that they don't fully understand, because I think it just makes them kind of looks a little, they make themselves look a little funny. You know, it's just say if game doesn't look the way you want it to. You know what I mean? Like Toontown, yeah. No, I feel like back then people would just call games it's like Disney. It's like, oh, this looks like a Disney game. Looks like a kid's game. Anyways, hold on. Let's lay out these enemies, dude. We need to get to work. We've been talking all this time and we got nothing done. Let's put a guy right here. He's gonna be looking outside. He's looking at the water. He's gonna have a friend as well, a happy little friend. This is Jim and Bob. Pixar style? Yeah. I feel like they equated it to movies back then. I feel like that was the thing. Now it's Fortnite because Fortnite's popular, and that's an easy thing to kind of latch on to for when someone explains something. Jim Bob Guardman. Infamous Guardmans. Two of the best bros, yeah. Just chilling out, looking at the nice water. Put a merc here. Put a patrol path here. Oh yeah, we're getting crazy. Now they're moving diagonally. You wouldn't fucking believe it. Yeah, we're breaking the barrier here with this game. NPR non-photoreal rendering. The art style can be as stylized as the artist allows. I have never heard NPR. That sounds like NTR. Is NTR the word I'm thinking about? You guys know which one I'm talking about? You guys know what is that the word I'm thinking about? NTR? Is that the one? Maybe that's a different term. I don't know. Your mind, man? I don't know, man. What do you want from me? I just work here, bro. I just work here. I must be too innocent? Yeah. Let's keep it that way. Maybe for the best. You'll know what I mean? Yeah, it's just like anything that's not photoreal. I would argue photoreal games are boring. And I would also argue a lot of people might look at a game and think it is photoreal, where I would argue it is not. I would argue it is not necessarily photoreal, personally, in terms of like art style. Like, for example, Resident Evil 4 remake. I would argue Resident Evil 4 make is to an extent realistic, but with some style to it. It's not necessarily photoreal. Like, I don't really think there is necessarily a photoreal game. Alien Isolation, very good fucking game. Not photoreal. Battlefield 3/4. So that I would agree with, but I would still say there's a little bit of an element of stylization in the Battlefield games. Like the Battlefield, like I know people hate them. Battlefield 5 and 1, I would argue have some photoreal because they followed a very like big workflow of literally fucking photo scan, scanned models, photogrammetry. Yeah. So that one I would argue yes, because they literally fucking took pictures of the real world. But I still think there's an element of stylization there. I feel like every game has an element of stylization. I don't really think there's truly a photoreal game yet. And I think it would be boring. I think it'd be somewhat boring to an extent. I like things being a little bit beyond. Even oh dude, like Battlefront. The Battlefront games, the newest ones, albeit flawed, they look so fucking good, man. They look so good, man. They look so damn good. Argument against photo scanning is that I can't photograph something that doesn't exist. Exactly, right? I think it's better to make a world that doesn't exist than attempt to make the world that already exists. Because then it's just fucking boring. Unless you're like, I don't know, even then, like, the real world is kind of not that pretty when you really think about it. Me, the non-grass toucher, saying this shit. I don't know, I just feel like you can make such a prettier world by thinking outside the realm of reality. I would agree, Twitch Dog. The body cam games are going way too far, and those are shit, in my opinion. Like, they're cool. They're cool in video form, but I would not play those myself. I wouldn't play those myself, honestly, unless I want to puke. It's like Squash and Stretch. Reality doesn't do that, but it makes the animation look so good. Reality does that to an extent, but not enough to be noticeable. Like your fat and muscles and whatnot. Like there's a little bit of stuff going on, but like not enough to be like noticeable. But I would agree. Squash and Stretch is just so satisfying. What was that one really realistic game that flopped hard last year with all the magic and stuff, and everyone said it was too visually overwhelming? Are you talking about the one that like people started calling DEI because it was a female for the main character, or am I thinking of a different game? Yeah, Firewatch is also a very visually impressive game as well. It was a first-person game? Did that game even end up releasing? I think I know which game you're talking about, Jay. I think I know which one you're talking about. I don't think that game released yet. Did it? Vanishing of Ethan Carter is a point-and-click game that really shows off how to use photo scans. Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Ethan Carter. That's very familiar. But I'd argue this still has a level of stylization to it because it's not like 100% like. I think it's doing a good job of using, you know, scans and whatnot, but it's still like, it's got like it's got a bit of a, I don't want to say low poly, 2014. It's got a painterly feel to it still. You know what I mean? Like it's still very much stylized. Like look at the density of the grass or the bushes and the leaves and stuff like that. That looks like really kind of stylized. The texture resolution is not very high, so it's got a little bit of that kind of classic look. I would still argue it has a stylized touch to it, similar to like Tarkov and what's that new game being developed? Road to Vostok or whatever. Those all, like, while using realistic textures and stuff like that, they still kind of have like a style to them. Like there's a specific style to them. Immortals of Avium, and it did come out? Oh, right, this game. I saw this game and I thought just the game design looked like shit just by looking at the trailers. When they released the trailers, I was like, there's nothing interesting about what I'm seeing here. The trailers were enough to tell me there was a lack of direction going on with what that was. Yeah, I would say this is just a beautiful game that, in my opinion, is not necessarily realistic. It still has a stylized touch to it, and it's very like consistent. Like, yeah, really pretty, very very pretty. Yeah. Road to Woodstock. Yeah, that's why I think the whole topic of people wanting realistic games or graphics is somewhat flawed. Somewhat flawed. It's a very flawed narrative. Yeah, right, NX. It's very difficult to do that because now you need consistency all across the board from everything, not just textures, but physics, fucking ragdolls if you have it. Like everything needs to be consistent because now you're aiming for a bar and people will notice it. They might not notice it consciously, but they'll notice subconsciously when something's incorrect. And that'll break their immersion and whatnot. Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 I think is a new, like, in my opinion, there's a reason why I think a lot of people are using it as a benchmark. It's because it is a like they did a great job on that game. They did a great job on that game. We have this other guy looking outside too, slacking on the job. Sad, 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 sad. Also, photorealism is a problem when every game is be taking up 70 gigabytes plus. That's why I'm thinking, dude, like an art style like that one thing I showed off, that one stream, that one ArtStation page I saw that I thought was like fucking amazing. I would just follow a style like this. Like, it just looks so good. It looks so good, dude. Yeah. It's cool as hell. You're painting yourself in a corner with realism? Right. Which is one of the things I'm kind of worried about with the zombie game is like, if we kind of follow more of a stylized art style, it creates a different precedent or a different like perspective when like something buggy happens and whatnot. And that could in theory be actually better for us by kind of leaning into more of a stylized direction. But then I'd have to redo all of the textures and stuff that I have with like look at that, dude. It's fucking great. Besides the ghosting on the brush, but let's ignore that. Like BattleBit. If BattleBit had a realistic art style and they had that body fucking dragging thing that looks so goofy, I don't think it would work well. But because they have that kind of art style, people are still immersed in the game, but they know what the game is for. I think those things go a long way, honestly. BattleBit mentioned I work on that. Hey, hell yeah. I'm not gonna comment on anything on that. I have my I'm sure you already have enough to fucking deal with the community of that one. Just waiting for an update. I've seen some of the new UI stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Almost took it too far with low fidelity. I agree. The no AO and the lack of shadows in certain areas almost kind of made it, when I was playing it, almost made it hard to see some angles. But I'm sure they'll get that going. So we're all just waiting at this point. Listen, I'm no better. Bro, I've been fucking working on this game for 4 years. Everybody waits for updates for like 6 months. I don't even get that much done. Yeah, I like BattleBit's art style. I think it's just lacking some visual things that give it more, I guess, visual clarity, right? Because I do play it a lot for the gameplay. Although I would say the current community that plays it right now are complete sweats. They like play that game every day, which is fine. It's just holy shit. Listen, I'm not on Adderall. I can't fucking compete. I don't know what the hell kind of drugs they taken, but they're fucking crazy. You're neglecting the people who pirate your game, Krim? Well, it's their fault that the person that fucking uploads the thing doesn't update it. Call me out if it's shit. I remember looking at it. I was liking it. I was liking the changes. I think they were pretty good changes. Last I remember, what was it? On Reddit, I think? r/BattleBit remastered. I think it was in this newsletter. Yes, I think this is the new version. Now, obviously, this has all UI elements on screen. Yeah, I think it was good. This is probably an old version because this post was like a year ago or something. Yeah. One thing I don't like about this one is the padding on the text here is not following the padding of everything else in here. It looks really awkward being super close to the corner. But it is fucking, in the whole grand scheme of things, who fucking gives a shit about that? This one also, I think, could have a bit more separation in terms of information. It does look like a big vomit of text and stuff. There could potentially be some more separation there in terms of the elements. I know there's a little bit of stuff there. This one as well. It's all just a lot of text, which is fine. That's what stats are at the end of the day, but yeah. Maybe these could have icons just to break up the text, because there's a lot of text, right? That's all we're seeing. We could have some icon. You could have some icons here, like general could have a little icon there, a little icon there. Kind of break it all up. It breaks up the fact that there's a lot of text on screen. Even some varying colors also helps as well. This one's good. I would argue a bit weird because the design of it is very different from everything else. Yeah, like there's like a brownish color tint in the background that's a lot more opaque, which could be for readability because you're text on text, so that makes sense. But it does look very different, which is a bit weird. And then there's like some other stuff in terms of like 3D art and stuff. Yeah, I remember looking back at it. I think the one problem I had when I was playing it was just the AO and stuff, but that's a whole different thing. That's not UI related. Right, exactly, Wasabi. Yeah, especially in a menu where there's a lot of text, which is expected from a stats screen. I think breaking it up with some icons or even a little bit of color in some places definitely helps a lot. Now, I don't know if it would look good. Like, I'm thinking, like, how would this look if wins and loss were green and red, and then green and red? I like the fact that you kept this consistent. You have your ratio here. I would maybe capitalize that R. Keep it consistent here. Yeah. Because, like, here, it's nice because you have the icons that kind of breaks it up, creates a correlation to the thing. Making the titles bigger? That depends how it looks with the icon. It might even be a padding issue. I think the padding between the line here and everything else is a bit awkward. I think it's not consistent. You see this padding here, but then you have the padding here. I wonder if maybe increasing the padding on the text could make this look a little nicer as well. Gives it a bit more space. I think right now it might be a bit claustrophobic. Yeah, right now it just kind of looks that's the problem right now is it kind of looks like it looks like an eyesore a little bit because of like it at the end of the day it gives you the stats and the information you want, but yeah, I think that's the only problem with this screen. I like the HUD though. I actually really do like the HUD. I think the biggest thing is the HUD. I don't remember what the HUD looks before. BattleBit HUD. Let me take a look at the old HUD. I remember it was kind of like, oh, kind of like, Okay, we have a 1920 by 1080 image that I cannot fucking click on. Okay, here we go. This is the old HUD versus new. Current magazine, low magazine, logo magazine, either low or empty magazine. This one we have middle magazine as well. So does orange define that it is the equipped magazine, or is it defined as in like it's middle ground? Because if that's the case, then this one would also have to be orange. I think this is a big improvement. Having the actual everything on screen to see what everything is, very big improvement in my opinion. Very big improvement. Cleaner but cluttered. You got to remember I think every UI element possible is on the screen right now. Yeah, maybe having a bit more spacing could be interesting to see like how this feels here from a spacing standpoint. Like LNP could, because this is your laser flashlight. Then you have P, which is packing magazines. The laser flash is a part of the weapon, so it makes sense that it's in this corner because it is pertaining to your weapon. Maybe the grenades could be somewhere else. Maybe the grenade could be somewhere else. Maybe over here. Like right here. Keep this for weapon. This is, albeit part of your combat kit, but could be separate. I think the main reason as to why you maybe potentially moving the grenades is to keep this primarily weapon focused, because the grenades is not your weapon. This is throwables. Potentially having it separated here, you still see what it is, but it gives more space and breathability for the weapons. There's a lot going on here. And technically here, but I would say this is better from, like, dude, there was moments where I would switch to my fucking weapon, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Especially if I play a different class. Like, sometimes you don't even know what you had. So this is a big improvement, in my opinion, in terms of readability of knowing what is what. I will say the color is a bit weird. Maybe the transparency on the empty magazines could be lower. I wonder what this looks like on a bright scene, though. Don't make that sound again. Which sound? Yeah, like, you know, I would actually maybe put, this would be a good spot if you, if it was a weapon that, I don't know, did BattleBit have this? I don't remember if they had underbarrel grenade launchers. But then at that point, I'd probably give that a different icon rather than a grenade, like a grenade throwable hand grenade kind of icon. Right. I think the brightest level I could think of from BattleBit was the level with like the fucking kind of like the pink trees, which was kind of like a city, like inside of a city. I think that's probably the brightest level you could find for the game. But even that, like, there's like a gray. It's kind of gray. From like what I remember, it's been a while since I played this game. I think it's a good start. Like I can't really give too much feedback until like if I were to like play it myself, I'd probably be able to give more proper feedback. I think this corner is a lot more readable, a lot better than this. The fact that the fucking whoever was talking was on top of your party members was a little interesting. So I think this is better. This being layered on top, much better. Oh wait, you guys don't see it on stream. Yeah, no, I think there's good improvements nonetheless. Like it's a really good start. Like I don't know if I can give too much feedback nonetheless. I think the stat screen could do a little bit of work. I feel like it was a little, it was a lot on screen, which makes sense. It's a stat screen, but I think maybe some icons could break that up a little bit. But other than that, I think it's in a good direction. In a very good direction. Don't always have the finest answer and stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Makes total sense. Gotta listen to the boss at the end of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that the sound that was said that I should not do anymore? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could probably fit 4 more enemies in here. Like even here. We're at 9. I'm a little worried about this guy not being able to be easily shootable because this has a bit of a height to it. I'm a little concerned about the ability for the player to be able to hit that. Sorry, I'm just reading some work stuff. Skill issue? Well, yeah. To an extent. Anytime there's elevation at play, it is fucktown. Not in a good way. It's bad fucktown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, let's put one more dude in here. We gotta put one more dude in here. Where do we put him? Where do we put him? On top of a crate? I'm down to do that. I like that idea a lot, actually. Put him up. Put him up here. And then let's get a blocking volume. Put that fucker right here. Yep. Make it so he can run across the containers. Yes. Very good. Very good. Yes. Very. Put that in the other level. Okay, so now we have 14 enemies in here, which is 2 clean suits. We got I can't even fucking be bothered. All right, let's set the checkpoints for these guys. Yerp. Oh, we could. Oh, dude, this guy could be checkpoint 1 as well, actually. Okay, so that's technically 15 enemies, but that's fine. We might want to reduce the hearing range on these guys because it might be a bit too much. Checkpoint 1. All right. Testing time. I love the thumbnail of this one. Like, look at that. Yeah, it's not done yet. Like, we have to retake it because, yeah, but it looks sick. I do have to say, our AI needs to be fixed a little bit because their reaction time is a little shit. Don't shoot me. He did not shoot me for some reason. I actually kind of wanted him to shoot me. Okay, that was a little dirty, but you know, we got it. Saving, nice. Oh no, switch gun. Ah! It's kind of bright. It's a little bright. See if I can hit this guy. I can, kinda. Isn't that guy up here? Oh, he's dead. Okay, it feels not bad. It doesn't feel bad. Okay. Pretty good. Good progress. I would say we're like halfway done this level. I'm gonna hop out though because it's fucking 6 o'clock and I gotta do some other work. I'm gonna try to take a little walk around. I'm gonna try that idea. And see if I can like reset my brain. Maybe get some food or something. But yeah, thanks for dropping by, everybody. Good progress. We just have to do this little section and then this section over here. And I think we'll place one more checkpoint over here. I think that'll be a good idea. So what I'll do is I'll copy paste this guy right here. Put him behind the fence just so he doesn't get seen. Or maybe somewhere around here. So he doesn't get immediately spotted. All right. Yeah, I'm not doing those push-ups. I'll fucking, how do I refund that? How do I, you really make me fucking do this shit? What? Why can't I see it? Refund points. There you go. I'll see you guys. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe not. I'll probably be focusing on like contract work. I gotta get that out of the way and get a bunch done. And I set myself like an internal date for like Sunday. So tomorrow is Friday. Yeah. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I probably should. This is a Friday. And then the weekend I got to myself. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chatting, sticking around.